Barbara Streisand. Meow 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 meow.
Are you done?
No.
Okay. All right. I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm gonna get my tits ready.
Boots and cats and boots and cats. Welcome back to Boozed and Reviews. I almost said the Fifth Line podcast.
Well, that's a plug. That's a plug if I've ever heard one.
Free plug for them. Anyway, it's the Boozed and Reviewed show.
Every time I really wonder why we do this.
What you drinking?
Some Coke.
What episode is it?
Episode fucking 10.
Woo!
Finally.
Double digits. We're officially
We've
double
been on
digits
episode 10. Been on episode 10.
for like 12 episodes.
Yeah, honestly.
But we're
since
like
we
actually
started.
not on 12 episodes. It's fine.
Yeah. So, actual episode 10.
We're actually in double digits. Yeah.
Who would have fucking thought?
Who
Who would
would've
have thought
thought?
that this would have like actually gone somewhere? Not me.
Yeah, I know, right?
I mean, it still really hasn't gone
we
anywhere.
have
But
5 listeners because we're so
5 whole listeners. We have a Facebook page now. That's exciting.
Yeah, let's plug it. I'm gonna type it down here.
Right there.
Yeah, down here.
You see where she's down here.
Yeah, it'll be down here.
Or maybe over there.
Facebook.com/BoozedAndReviewsPod. I actually don't know what it is, but
I don't know the URL
I'm pretty
either.
sure it's probably that.
Probably.
So yeah, I'll put the link there, and I'll also put it in the description. So yeah,
Lit.
you get
can join.
exclusive updates from
I need to
Facebook.
Yeah, I need to be better about posting in there because I've posted like 2 things.
I posted something in there though. Oh yeah, I posted about the book village, which is freaking sweet. You've been there before.
Yes.
That thing's
No,
cool.
I have not.
Oh, I thought you had. I thought you and Josh went.
No, we went on a book
Like you guys
like
planned
trip though
around.
for my but we
yeah.
didn't go to that village.
Mm.
I needed some caffeine, so I got some Coke from Moe's, and as I left, I said, "Coke is so good," and I
that was the end of your
look.
sentence. Coke is so good.
Yeah, like as I was leaving, said that, and people looked at me like,
Oh, I thought you said it to Josh like it was just like a normal conversation. It wasn't like or in public.
No.
That's funny.
Oh no,
I'm
it was
surprised
literally in
you are
public.
drinking soda. You're not a soda person.
I had so I was streaming earlier, and I got a headache, and I took something, and I thought maybe I didn't drink enough water, but I drank water, and I didn't have any caffeine today, and I've been up and like running around all day, so I was like, I need some caffeine, especially if we're gonna record the podcast at
8
10 o'clock at night. Yeah.
We're primetime podcast.
Here we are, recording the podcast with some Coke and some alcohol. It was a segue, but your eyebrows kind of took hold of that segue. So
I don't know if my eyebrows can go faster. So, Morgan,
do it again. Go faster. Try
I can't. I think if I like don't focus on it, I can go faster.
Still not happening.
Yeah, I can't.
No. So, segue. It's finally my turn.
After 12 years, again.
Finally my turn. Yes, to buy alcohol. So, I was just perusing on TikTok, and I saw an ad for a new drink, and I was like, shit, I gotta try it. So, my favorite alcoholic mixed drink is a vodka Sprite. So when I saw these, that's what I thought they were. Because I misread the label. But they still sound good. So I got 2 flavors of these Ciroc vodka spritz.
Special delivery.
So we have the Sunset Citrus and watermelon kiwi. And these labels are just like, these are just so pretty. The boxes look exactly like the cans too.
Yeah, they're like aesthetically pleasing.
They're just, and they feel
They
like
feel,
I could hold on to this while I'm like laying back at a pool.
yeah, they feel nice. They're not like they're very like they're like have like a roughness. Oh, this is where you can kind of hear it. Like a normal can would be
Yeah.
like smooth.
Yeah.
Interesting.
On here, I'm looking. It says servings per contain. I'm trying to see like the calories and like it's 7%. Oh, calories 172 for one. For this one, are they different per container? These two are both 172. So
they're from
excuse me.
fine French grapes. Fine French grapes.
I'm nervous. I'm very nervous.
What do you want to start with? Which flavor?
I kind of want to try the watermelon kiwi first.
Also, make a fun face.
Okay.
Cool.
There we go.
Would you want to
All
try
right.
the watermelon?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna smell it.
Oh, it smells like cucumber! Fuck!
I don't think it does.
Oh, I think it smells like cucumber.
Oh, I just got a hint of cucumber. Do you want me to taste it first? I'll taste it first.
Ah! Ah, I'm so
Good.
scared.
No, it's watermelon. It's watermelon. It's not cucumber. You might like it. Oh, nope.
You try it.
Okay, so I really wonder if the Mio trick might work on this. This tastes like dirty butthole.
My favorite thing in the whole entire world, cucumber.
Okay.
Why do they feel like they need to add cucumber with fucking watermelon?
It's not even.
It's really not that bad. It's better than the other cucumber, like watermelon. And let it be known, it says watermelon kiwi.
Mm-mm.
Is
Oh,
it
that's
because
bad.
Yeah,
I don't.
my headphones were on backwards.
Oh God! If this is not good, I'm gonna cry.
I'm sad.
I'm sad too.
It doesn't it doesn't smell like it does it's better than the other one, but whatever, okay. Yeet! Before you drink it.
This smells really good.
Oh yeah! Cheers.
Cheers.
Doink. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This one's way
not
better.
bad.
This one's way better.
That's good.
Yeah. I feel
Still
like
not my favorite thing in the world, but
I enjoy it. I
way
can drink
better
a
than
few
this.
of these. You want to try this one? Mike was interested.
Oh yeah, that's why I'm sorry I gave you fucking two of this fucking this one.
Nah,
then.
we'll drink it. We'll drink. That one's tasty, yeah. Which one?
He hates it. Neither. If I could just smell this one.
Mike's gonna drink the rest of the watermelon one for me.
Oh, Josh is here now.
Celeb appearances from the boys. Oh, yeah, come here. Come show your face. Plug Fifth Line Podcast. This man and his friendos.
Come here. Come try it on camera. Come try it on camera.
And then plug his stream. I mean, his podcast.
Between the Bookends podcast. Can you do me a favor? Can you get me a glass and Mio? 2 glasses and Mio that goes with watermelon kiwi and the citrus one. We're gonna try the Mio hack here. Josh, I want that clipped.
I love Josh. I love Josh so much. He's doesn't hold back his reactions to things, and it makes me so happy. So funny. Like that Snapchat.
Watermelon tastes like fucking asshole.
It smells like you wiped your bottom and then drank it.
Okay, I don't think it smells really that bad. I think it smells better than it tastes. But I can see where the cucumber comes in though.
Yeah,
and
I immediately was like, because I smelled it and I was like, and it's like,
so sorry.
Where is the cucumber? It's okay, you didn't know. I think
but it's the watery fruits.
Yeah,
Here we go.
I was gonna say that anything that's like like watermelon is gonna get like paired with something that's cucumbery.
But kiwi isn't cucumbery.
I know. Did they make a mistake and say kiwi instead of cucumber? I
Here
feel
we
like
go.
you should have gotten the pineapple one. But that was my
All right.
mistake. I
Can
didn't
I have the
answer.
glass first, please?
That was a good
Glass.
one, baby.
And then the strawberry watermelon is what I want to try.
Thanks, Josh.
Yeah.
You're the bomb, dog.
Yeah, can you get like, is there like a tangerine or mango one? All right.
Morgan's being bougie with the Drankos. This is her trick to making really bad seltzers better. You put Mio, a flavor that matches the flavor, with
So this is strawberry
flavor.
watermelon. Try that again. Flavor that matches the flavor.
The flavor of the Mio matches the flavor of the alcohol.
All right, let's see. Yeah.
Yeah, it works.
I'd drink this. I would drink this. Mm-hmm.
It's the whoa! What happened?
Just drop my straw. This tastes so much better, Josh. Try it. Try it on stream. Come here. Yep, that's better. All right, let's try the citrus one.
I enjoy this one without anything. So this one's pretty good.
I know, but it's very seltzery.
I would buy this. The watermelon, I would skip. But there are other flavors, and I will tell you what they are right now. As Morgan is going to taste test her seltzer, her new Mio drink.
All right, this is the Sunset Citrus with Tropical Fusion.
Mm-mm.
That one is better by itself.
Interesting. So there's also, besides the watermelon kiwi and Sunset Citrus, there's pineapple passion and colada. Colada? Like
I took it as like a pina colada.
Pina colada. Thanks. That's what I was trying to say, but I couldn't. So yeah, there are many other flavors, and they're very summery. So that's exciting.
Yeah, that's a lot better with the Mio, the strawberry one.
So which one? So if you got, so you're gonna choose the watermelon with Mio.
With Mio over the citrus one, yes. But if I have to choose, the mic.
I'm gonna take that and make it the one of your pictures. You literally just straight up licking it.
Well, it was dripping, and I don't want it to get everywhere. This I'm probably gonna drink, like on this, whatever.
Yeah, no.
Just see.
Yeah, I'm taking this one over the watermelon solely for the cucumber wet sock.
Okay, I think that's good. That's fine. Yeah, I'm disappointed. So I thought that they were gonna be vodka Sprite and like different flavors. I don't know what I really thought about it, but I'm disappointed.
Excuse me, sorry. I was gonna say that, like aesthetic wise, it's very pleasing. I bet you $10 that the like pineapple and the colada, like the pina colada ones, probably like baller.
Flop, yeah.
Yeah, they probably are like super good.
We can try them some other time, like not on podcast.
Yeah, we can. Cool. Well, what are you gonna give it?
Like a 5.
I'm like a 4.
Yeah.
As soon as that fucking cucumber taste comes in, I'm like,
we should have just not started with the watermelon. I feel like that just kind of.
Oh, nah. It's fine. It's fine. I mean, I think that they're better than some of the other seltzers that we've tasted.
Yeah,
but
I can agree.
But they're all right. They're like C tier.
Mm-hmm.
But whatevs.
I'm so sad. I'm so sad. I wanted them to be good.
No one can stand up to Snoop.
No, they really can't. But while I was at the liquor store, mind you, I got these at like 9:30 this morning. So I looked like an alcoholic on a Monday morning.
Yeah.
And I also, Josh is going away this weekend. So I got myself a huge bottle
Of what?
Huge wine.
Oh, what'd you get?
Gallo Rosé, I think. I'll send you a picture of it. It's the only bottle that they had. You know how normal, like the barefoot bottles, they're like normal size?
Yeah. You got
Double.
like a big one. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it was like $12. It's so cheap.
Ooh. Nice.
And it's so good. So I'm gonna drink that entire thing.
Morgan's
And
gonna
we
get
were just
hammered.
Yeah, we were just watching
Idol.
Idol, yes. One of the girls sang a song that was featured in the movie The Fault in Our Stars.
Oh.
Excuse me. Instant tears. I was like,
Wait, did she
I
sing
wanna
the one
cry
that
and watch.
Zendaya and Zac Efron sang? Or was it just one
No.
of Oh. Wait. Oh, Fault in Our Stars, not friggin' I'm sorry, I got confused. I was thinking of a different movie.
Yes, you were.
Forget me. But
The Hugh
yeah,
Jackman
also,
movie is what you're thinking
yeah.
of. Mm-hmm.
Hugh Jackman.
Yeah. So I was sitting out there and I was like, I just want to get wine drunk and watch The Fault in Our Stars and cry.
Is that what you're
Because
gonna do this weekend?
probably, honestly. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
Yeah,
But
I mean, it sounds like a good old time.
it's gonna be needed, I think.
Okay.
Anyway. That was a very long pause. Let me go.
What was your story?
Hmm?
You were gonna tell me something.
After we talk about our books.
God damn it. All right.
I haven't it's book related and I want to get into the books more before
All right.
I just open with that.
Who wants to go first? Rock, paper, scissors. Rock.
Okay, ready? Wait.
Right.
Do a practice round and tell me when you're gonna go.
Okay.
I'm just gonna do rock. Rock, paper, scissors.
Oh, you
shoot.
gotta say shoot.
So on shoot.
On shoot.
So you're gonna go rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Yeah.
And whatever that is. Okay.
Yeah. 1 round.
One? Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on, I gotta think. Wait.
Okay.
Okay, I'm ready.
Yep.
Rock,
paper,
scissors,
shoot.
shoot.
Okay.
Okay.
Rock, paper,
scissors,
shoot. Okay.
Okay.
I didn't watch.
Okay.
One more.
I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna just not look at you.
You say it.
Okay.
Okay.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Damn it. Okay, you go first.
The lag.
Well, I was trying to listen to because we were saying it at the same time, and I'm like, wait, they're different because I'm like a little ahead of you. Nah, it's not your fault.
So,
Internet.
I know it's different than us being in person. Stupid fucking microphones. Anyway, I have a lot to talk about.
God damn it, Morgan was like, I'm gonna read a fuckload this month.
I did and I didn't. So I'm just going to go over the books that I have to talk about. So I read One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I read The Younger Wife by Sally Hepworth. That was an ARC. I read Blacktop Wasteland by S.A. Cosby. I read Murder in the Neighborhood, which I didn't write who that was by. Oh, frig. I'll put in who that was by in a second. I Must Betray You by Ruta Sepetys.
Yeah.
Hairpin Bridge by Taylor Adams. The Cartographers by Peng Shepherd. And then The Tattooist of Auschwitz by Heather Morris. So
I just saw something on here. Keep going.
Okay. I had 2 that I have not finished that I put on here that I just didn't. So, Murder in the Neighborhood. I'm going to look at who that was by really quick because I didn't write it down and I freaking should have.
Is that an ARC?
Yes. Murder in the Neighborhood. That's the name of the book. By Ellen Green. So, yes, that was an ARC audiobook that I got. And I was like, you know what? I'm feeling audiobooks. I don't know what the hell it is, but I'm feeling audiobooks. I got that one. I was approved for that one. And I listened to it, and it's absolutely nothing to do with the author, the writing style, anything. It's a true story about a mass shooting.
Oh, shoot.
And it like, the first chapter was just too much for me, I think. So, this I don't wanna dive too deep into this because I feel like, personally, you and I don't really have, like, too much to say on this, but you're gonna understand what I'm saying. It hit a little too close to home
Okay.
with everything that happened with Trevor and,
Yeah.
like, just that kinda stuff. Like, I don't know if you were really ever friends with him, close with him.
I wasn't as close with you. Like, close, like, you as you were with Trevor.
I wasn't so here's the thing also, I wasn't close with him either. We literally just were in the same class.
Yeah, like, he was a mentor with me, but, like, I know of Trevor, but, like, we weren't
Mhm.
people who would go out of our way to be, like, in the same friend groups, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's
So I
still somebody part of our little Cuca community, you know?
Right. So that's why I'm trying not to be like, "Oh my god, someone's so close." Like, I'm not trying to be that person and make it about me.
Yeah.
I think just having some type of connection to a mass shooting of some sort really was just like, that was too triggering for me,
Yeah.
which makes me sound like a weenie, but, like, I think you of all people would
No, I
understand.
understand what you mean, like, you can, like yeah, I get what you it's not like
So,
yeah. No, I get what
yeah.
you mean because 'cause we're pretty much in the same boat, like, I
It's
was
just it's a very small college.
yeah, like, we know this person. It's not like we were in the same
Yeah.
friend group, but we know, like, I can literally picture him in my head,
Yep.
you know? Like, it's not like we went to a school and we talked to him once. We probably talked to him dozens of times.
Yeah.
So,
So I think that was just too much.
yeah.
Because it was a true story about a guy who, like, literally shot up his neighborhood. Like, had a break of some sort. I literally couldn't
Jeez.
get past the
Wait,
first chapter.
it was, like, a memoir? Like, not a memoir, excuse me, I
N
apologize, non-fic, or was it, like, a fiction
Yes.
based on a true story
No, it's nonfic.
by the guy who shot up the neighborhood?
No, 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 no. So,
Oh,
in the beginning it was an audiobook, and I was listening to the audiobook, and it was I'm trying to remember the author. It's a woman author, I believe I just said her name. Yes, Ellen. So, she spoke to victims of, like, the
oh,
family member like,
I got it.
or the family members of the victims and then some of the victims. And
Gotcha.
the guy either shot himself or is in jail, but this was, like, a long time ago. It's not like it happened
Like
it was
yesterday.
I think it was the first documented mass shooting.
Holy.
Let me see. 1949.
Oh, jeez.
So it was a long time ago, yeah. The first recorded mass shooting in America.
Jeez. That's
And it talks
heavy.
like yeah, and the first chapter was, like it was a young kid. It was a point of view of the young kid who's maybe, like, teens, and he sees this guy walking down the street with, like, a frickin', I'm gonna say an AR, but, like, I don't remember what gun it was, but, like, a very scary gun, and he, like, dove into this barber shop to get away from him, and the guy came and shot everybody in the barber shop and let him live.
Holy cow. That's
So,
oh my god.
very heavy to the point where I was like, "I can't do this."
Yeah, that's
So
really triggering. Like,
I
that's
did
just
yeah,
triggering reading about, even if you weren't somebody that's, like,
yes.
knows somebody part of a friggin' mass shooting.
Yeah,
That's so scary.
yeah. So, I ended up DNFing it. I reviewed it in,
Like, on,
um
NetGalley.
yeah, I reviewed it and I just looked up because 'cause it's got pretty good ratings. I think I did whatever the average was. So if the average is like a 4, I just gave it a 4
Yeah.
on NetGalley, and I wrote saying, "I did not finish this book, nothing to do with the author. I just personally couldn't do it," and left it at that. So I did not finish that book. And then I started buddy reading The Cartographers with Lauren. I don't know what it is.
It's fantasy book, Morg.
Not really, not yet anyway.
Excuse
Like,
me.
it reminded me a lot of the inheritance games where it's like a puzzle that needs to be figured out. So you'll probably like it. I still have my bookmark in it. I just couldn't Lauren and I were very busy,
Mhm.
and she's a little bit more of like she's a slower reader. So I was like, let's just read a chapter a day. And some of the chapters were like maybe 15 pages. So we weren't reading a lot.
Yeah.
Even with that, I didn't even want to like pick it up and read the next chapter. Like it just,
Oh,
I was like 120 pages in too.
oh, that
It's
makes
not
me
even,
disappointed.
I think you'd like it though.
Yeah. From when you said that it's like inheritance games, I was like,
It's
"Ugh."
not like, I'm not like, oh my God, this writing style is so stupid. This, like, nothing is not doing it for me. I just don't, I don't know what
You're
it
just
is.
not into it.
Mhm.
It might be
So I
because
put
it's
it
like
down.
I don't know. You'll have to see. Yeah, because I mean, I want to borrow that eventually.
Yes, you can.
So, and I want to borrow Dark Matter. I'm gonna have to. We're gonna have to get together and like
Yeah,
trade books.
I know. We should, like, be friends,
I know. What
maybe.
is this?
I don't
Like in
know.
real life, like we play
I
video
know.
games and stuff together, and we text each other.
Like, I
But
haven't seen
we
you in,
haven't
like,
seen
2 weeks.
what? Yeah, 2 weeks. We usually see each other every week. It's fine.
Um, so that one I put on here, but I have not finished it.
It's
The
so
other
sad
ones,
because I'm sorry. It
yeah,
just is. It
you're fine.
seems to be getting higher ratings on Book Instagram. So we'll have to see.
People are saying good things about it. I
Yeah.
just don't know. I think I was in a book slump, and then I read good books this month. So I was, like, so focused on, well, except for one that I'm gonna go ham on, but
Oh, I know which one it is.
I've read such good books, and and I'm an audiobook girl now.
Yeah, they're just like so easy to get through. Like if you're like doing things, they're just so much easier. You could just pop off in your audiobook and then like you do your
1,
thing.
2, 3 audiobooks for this month, not including the DNF one, and then I'm currently listening to an audiobook that I wanted to finish for the podcast, but it's just gonna have to be next month because I still have, like, an hour or so left, and to be honest with you, I played video games all this afternoon and just didn't get around to it.
You had your day off. It's fine.
So, that being said, I'll back up a little bit. One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid, I gave a 4. It was good. I had my issues with it, though. I
It's
just
it's not like Taylor's most recent books. Like it
I s
is, but it
didn't hate
isn't.
it.
Yeah, like this is straight up romance. It's not historical fiction. Like
The
her
romance didn't bother me.
Yeah, no. I'm yeah, but I'm just like like telling people who haven't read her backlist books, they're not the same as her Malibu Rising, Seven
Mhm.
Husbands, and Daisy Jones.
That's
They're
fair,
the
yeah.
writing to me, I like her. She's like an auto-buy author for me now. Like I love her.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's very different. It's a romance.
I just I tried my hardest to put myself in her shoes, which is so difficult to do in this situation because nobody's husband is going to literally disappear and be like, claimed dead.
Yeah.
That's
But
not gonna happen.
that shit I did you read the back of the cover when you read it?
No.
Me either. I picked it up and just read it in the first chapter. I was like, okay.
The first chapter, yes, I was
You're
reading it, and
like,
the end of the first chapter, I
what?
was like, "Oh, okay, here
We're
we go."
starting early.
I think my issues lie with this is a book that I understand the hype, and I understand it was a really good book.
Mhm.
Someone that you literally are so in love with shows back up, and you're just like, "Well, you don't know me anymore." They were stranded on a deserted island.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Wait, which one? Like the girl or the guy?
the girl,
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't
I mean, to benefit of the main character. She changed right alongside him being on a stranded like island. Like he has PTSD. She kind of has her own PTSD and kind of
of course,
and like
I just don't understand how you could be with somebody, and I can't wrap my head around it. I liked the book, I'm not shitting on the book, I don't, like, diss her decisions, I just can't get my head around if Josh literally disappeared and 3 years later, I'm with somebody else. Obviously, I can't put myself in that situation and emotions and everything like that, but, like, this is getting really sappy. Josh is my person. So he comes back, bye, see you later.
Yeah.
I don't care. I
Mhm.
literally don't care.
Yeah. And it's, like, hard, like, how
Yeah.
many years was it when she met I mean, she knew this man okay, well, here's the other
Yeah.
thing. She knew this man that she ended up with at the same time that she knew
Uh-huh.
this her husband. So it's, like, a little different because she grew up with both these people.
She was just only, like, semi-friends with the
So
second
she
guy, though.
yeah, but she kind yeah, she kinda had her, like, friendship with him before. I think that the, like, relationships that they built from, like, when they were younger to, like, adulthood, I think that's what makes it so hard to, like, be like, "Who's the right person for her?" Because she, like, knew them both.
And
And
I understood where it was, um, like, she has changed and, like, he doesn't know these things about
of
her
course.
husband
Mhm.
doesn't know these things about her and stuff like that, but she just wrote it off to, like, well, he knows me better. This guy literally didn't he, like, lose a freaking finger or something like that? Like, or
Ye
cut off his own I don't know. He cut off
oh,
some
on
part
the
of his body
island.
to save his life and literally, like, took 3 years to swim back to, like, see you.
Yeah.
And you're just like, "You don't know me anymore."
I didn't read it like that. I read it like she was I mean, kinda like she was for him, like, when I this is how I read it. She was like, "Oh, I have to go back to this man. He was the love of my life." But then she also has this other man that she also is like, "He's made me who I am now, and, like, he makes me feel comfortable." And, like, when she has her time with the husband has her time with him, he kinda seems, like, extreme and, like, wants to be, like, something that she was not, but she used to be, and I don't know. It's just, like, I understand where you're coming from because it's hard to, like,
Yeah.
picture, like, your person's gone for 3 years and now you're with somebody else and then they're like, "Hey, I'm back." I I don't know, I would also probably be like, "Bye," 'cause, like,
Yeah.
but I don't know. It's a weird situation because, like, you have to think, like, they knew she knew both of them growing up, and then, like, she changed herself from what he knew her to be, the husband, but I don't know, it's an interesting read because you can take it any way you want.
Imagine that you are on a deserted island.
Oh, I'd be
You're
crushed.
away
I
for
already know what you're gonna say.
yeah, so, like, that's really
But I
I
think
also
he also had his own problems he had to go through and figure out because he was so just broken from his time and, like, obviously getting denied
yes,
by his friggin' wife, like, hello.
as you would.
Yeah.
I also just, like, outside of this whole scenario, I had issues with the fact that she was like, "Yeah, so" when they went to the cabin or wherever they stayed at the end of the book,
Yeah, like the lake.
and she was like, "You know what? This second guy is my person, but we're gonna bang tonight, and, like, I'm gonna have one
Oh, yeah,
like,
I
they
forgot
had
about
sex
that.
after she was like, "Yeah, I don't wanna be with you anymore."
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Come on, like,
Uh, I know. I liked it. It was a good it was a good read, but, like, again, like you said, there are things that are hard to wrap your mind around because it's so just, like, out there. Like, these situations don't really happen in real life.
it it was a book I feel like she writes books that make you think, and this book made me think.
Yes.
And that, I really did enjoy it,
Yeah.
but I
But
just was
isn't there, like, an
like, yeah,
epilogue and he ends up with somebody that's more his
yes,
speed? Yeah. So, like, there
yes,
is a happy ending for him in the end, which is really nice. I think I wouldn't have liked it as much if he didn't end up with somebody that is, like, he ends up with and he ended up happier anyway. So,
yeah. You okay?
excuse me. Yeah, I'm a little, like, congested. Last week, I was very, very sick. Like, I don't know what the heck. I don't know if it's, like, allergies, I got a really bad cold on top of it, and I'm just, like, so congested.
Do you need to take a minute, like, go
No,
blow
I'm
your nose
okay.
or something?
No,
Okay.
I'm okay. But you can hear it, like, it'll get, like, in there. I'm
If you
okay.
need to stop for anything, we can.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good. But I'm just forewarning. If I sound very odd, it's because I'm very congested.
You sounded fine
Oh,
for what it's worth.
thanks. But
Mm.
solid book.
Yes,
Gives us.
I would suggest it. I did. I very much enjoyed it.
Yeah, I mean, I would. It's like a good start to her backlist.
Yeah, and now Lauren's bullying me to start reading Daisy Jones because she
Yeah,
finished it and
that's
really liked it.
not. That is not a
So,
backlist. You should read that. I personally don't think you're gonna like it, and there's many reasons why. But I'm not gonna tell you.
whatever, it's fine.
I think though, I'm sorry, I keep interrupting you. You can kick me in the face whenever you want. So the
Face.
people I read it, like I physically read it, but people love the audiobook, and I know you like audiobooks right now, so maybe
With
you
Daisy
should
Jones, you
request
mean?
it on maybe you should request it on Libby.
When you go over your books, I'm gonna look and see if I can just automatically get it because I have Paradox Hotel on hold right now,
Ooh.
but we'll see. But I'm getting into audiobooks. I don't know what it is. I know I told you that I was like getting like nauseous
Yeah.
weirdly
Yeah.
the one time, and I listened to um Hairpin Bridge. I listened to that in like 2 days because it was like 10 hours and I listened to like 6 hours
Mhm.
at work doing things and it was so easy to focus weirdly.
Hmm.
I don't know. Anyway, I listened to an ARC audiobook, The Younger Wife by Sally Hepworth, which is a new release. I
I
think it's out or
Yeah, it
is
came out this month. Pretty sure. Let me double check for you, but keep going.
I gave that a 1. That book sucked major ass cheeks, okay? Like, it's so bad that I read it this month, and I already forgot the
What?
premise.
It says first published October 26, 2021.
Oh,
This is a book, yeah?
yeah.
Oh, maybe the audiobook just came out.
I got it on NetGalley, so I don't know.
Interesting.
So, I'm just gonna review because I have, like, my review typed up here, and it just had a lot of plot holes, and I don't wanna go too much into it. I know you're not gonna read it based on how
Yeah,
much I've
no
dragged
way.
this book.
If you don't like it, I know I'm not gonna like it. Well,
It's yeah, no,
no,
it's
no.
family drama.
Oh yeah, fuck that.
Family drama.
Yeah, I stay away from family drama.
So we have the point of view of 3 people. Tully, which is apparently a shortened version of Natalie.
Huh?
Tullly,
Oh, okay.
Tully.
Word.
So she's a kleptomaniac. She steals stuff. She has all these issues with it. Her husband is like, "Oh my god, you have so many issues. Like, I don't even know if we can do this." And then he literally has a gambling problem, gambles their whole fucking house away. And then he's like, "You're the one with issues."
Oh, word. Okay.
So, Rachel there was a plot hole in the audiobook, and again, it was an ARC version, so this may be different from, like, the published version, where she talked about how she was sexually assaulted. But this was a book that added rape just for, like, flair, and it was not necessary. Her whole issue was, like, she doesn't get close to guys because of, like, her past. She was
Right.
sexually assaulted, but, like, it didn't not that I wanted it to go into detail about the
Oh,
sexual
rape.
assault or
Right,
anything,
of course.
but, like, it didn't give any like, she was sexually assaulted and then
Excuse me.
never dated ever again.
Oh, weird.
It was just a very loosely written plot for that. In, like, some type of conversation that she had with Heather, who is the 3rd person who is, um I'm sorry, Tully and Rachel are sisters.
Oh, okay.
Their dad is dating Heather, who's younger than them, so, like, the younger wife.
Okay, got it. Makes sense.
Yeah. So Heather mentions to Rachel that she allegedly like went to high school with somebody who was sexually assaulted by her uncle, and it said how Rachel was like, "Oh my god." Like it insinuated that that was Rachel, but then it never went into the fact like Rachel was like, "Yeah, some random guy. I have no idea who it was." So plot hole like 372. They also talked about, I wrote in here, she almost certainly has an eating disorder that was not discussed, and if I hear one more time about Rachel's curves, I'm gonna scream. Because they just kept talking about how curvy she was and how, like, it just it was too much. It felt
Yeah.
like the author was like, "I'm gonna have a plus-sized character, but all I'm gonna talk about is how curvy she is." Like,
Yeah.
ew.
Have you read any of the other books that this woman has written?
Hell no.
Okay, just keep going. I just wanted to ask.
Okay. Um, Heather is the younger wife, and she's apparently hiding her background because she comes from, like, a DB family and stuff like that. Um, her husband, so the girl's dad's, is literally such a gaslighting piece of shit.
You have read another book by this lady,
I have? What book?
The Mother-in-Law.
Shut the fuck up. She wrote that, and I
Yeah.
loved it.
Yeah.
Oh, god. Why'd you have to tell me that?
Sorry. Did you read The Good Sister too?
No.
Okay. Yeah, but you did read The Mother-in-Law, and I remember you letting me borrow that. I gave it back to you. Um, but yeah, she wrote that one.
Oh, shit. So, it was another book that, like, it was labeled as a mystery thriller, but it was just drama the entire time. And then there was a murder at the end of like, at the beginning of the book, there were like, "Oh my god, there was a murder," and then the entire book is supposedly leading up to it, but it gives you no clues to who did it at the end. It's just drama, 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 drama. Okay, guess what? This person killed this person.
I hate that.
Um,
There need to have like a whole new genre, and it's just drama. Like,
this was the book that I asked you what a hot water bottle was.
yeah,
Do you remember that?
what the fuck? You said that to me, and I was like, huh? Isn't
Hot
it
water.
like a hot water bottle? I just think of like something that you like put on your head when you're like, yeah, that's what I literally imagined that in my brain.
So I'd never heard that term before ever.
I don't think that's what it's called.
So someone hid like $100,000 in one of those.
Okay, I don't know if that's possible, but
So
they're pretty
this is
small.
the last thing, and I'm gonna post my review after the podcast. So I'm gonna be posting all of my thoughts on it very soon.
Wait,
Um,
so tomorrow you're gonna post your picture?
I'll wait until like the podcast comes out. I still
Okay.
have so many things to post, but yeah, I'm so excited to post that
I
picture.
can't wait. I'm gonna share it and like just go ham on like making
I
it
can't wait.
popular. Yeah, these
Um,
shits aren't that those they're not that big. They're like
no,
maybe like this
$100,000.
big. $100,000 is like a lot of money.
Yeah. So I'm listening to this book, and on my drive home, I just wanted to get it done with because I knew I didn't like it, and that's fine. Um, but when it said epilogue, I literally was in my car and I was like, "God, finally." Like, when you don't want to listen or read a book anymore to the point where you get to the end of it and you're like, "Wow, I'm glad that's over." It was so bad. And I talked to this girl, Maddie, on Bookstagram, who's like, "I loved this book, and I know I've seen, like, mixed reviews." I don't think she got the ARC version, so I'm wondering if there's a huge difference.
Like a change. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cuz there are people who did get it as an ARC that I saw in like the physical copy. So I'm wondering if the author changed the original a lot.
Mhm.
So it's
I talked to
interesting.
I talked to another girl on on Bookstagram. I cannot remember for the life of me what her at is, but her review of the book was so funny. Like, she hated it so much. So much. And then I was talking to her about it, and she was like, "Yeah, so the ending of the book was changed when the book was printed." So, like, the entire
Oh.
ending changed, yeah.
Interesting. It's so random. Why would she do that? She's like, "You
'Cause
know
it
what?
fucking sucked.
I don't like this book. I'm gonna go change it." Like,
I
what?
can understand why. Change the rest of the book, throw it away.
Yikes.
It was bad. I did not
Yikes.
like it. I would not recommend it. Just there's a lot of plot holes, a lot of just kind of like, why? Why is this added?
You know,
Stupid.
but for how, like, we poop on, like, bad reads are so fun to read because then you get to write a trash review, and it's
Oh,
so
yeah.
fun to write them sometimes. Like, I
Yes.
love going off and just being like, "Hi, this is why I hated this book, and I have hot takes," and, like, let me tell you why.
Yeah, I
That's my
can't tag her, but that's fine.
favorite thing. I know. Sometimes I forget that like when I go in and hashtag it, I like forget that like it's probably rude to hashtag the author when you're
You
jumping on their
probably
book.
shouldn't do the book either because the authors search
Yeah.
the book things
But at the
too.
same time, like this is artwork and sometimes that like creative
It fucking
criticism,
sucks.
you know?
Yeah, I'm not for a 1 star and, like, how much like, especially my picture, I'm not gonna
Oh yeah, don't do that.
no, I'm not gonna do that,
I'd be so sad if somebody did that to something I wrote or
right?
like yeah, I get it, I get it.
Um, so I read Blacktop Wasteland, which is the same author for Razorblade Tears.
No spoilers because I do want to read that.
The fuck was this?
Me being excited that you read it.
Oh, it was very good. It was very similar to Razorblade Tears in the action gore, not really gore, but, like,
Yeah.
it was very at one point, it was talking this isn't a spoiler, it was talking about how, like, this guy got punched in the face so many times that, like, his teeth were wiggling in his gums.
Holy.
I was like, "Oh," like, my stomach was turning at some points because of how descriptive it was, but it felt like watching a movie.
Ooh, I like
Um,
that.
I still prefer Razorblade Tears over Blacktop Wasteland. I gave that one a 4, though. 4? Yeah, 4.
Yeah,
Very good.
that's what I've been looking forward to reading. Even
Do
before
you
I read
have
Razor.
it?
I don't have it, no.
You can borrow mine.
Well, I'm gonna
You can
probably do
borrow it.
that.
Yes. So I'm not gonna say anything more on that. I really loved it. That one came out first because in the back of the book, it had a preview of Razorblade Tears.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I knew about this book before Razorblade Tears came out, and I didn't realize he was the same. Like I did after the fact, but like
Yeah.
I didn't realize he wrote this as well.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'm excited to read it.
The last 2, I'm just gonna go over really quick, but I loved, 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 loved both of them. I am turning into an audiobook girl. I am also turning into historical fiction.
Uh-huh. How many historical
I
fictions did you read this week? This month?
1, but well,
2.
2 if you count
Yeah.
Auschwitz, yeah. Um, I got I Must Betray You as an audiobook on Libby because I was like, "Oh, everybody" like, I didn't even
Oh.
go into
Mhm.
yeah, I didn't go into it knowing what it was even about, but I've seen the cover all over Bookstagram, so I was like, "I'm gonna read it." So good.
You wanna know something?
Sad, but so good.
I'm
Tell
pretty
me.
sure it's YA.
No, it's not. Well, the character is, like, a kid.
Well, it's historical. You know how like they're like uh
Would be very surprised if it was categorized as YA. If it is,
anyway, keep going. I think I saw keep going, keep going.
I maybe I mean, the character is, like, young-ish, but it's based on, like, facts. The story itself is not true, like, this character does not exist, but the story does. So it talked about is it YA? I can't see that.
Hold
I
on.
can't.
Fuck.
Does it say YA?
Yeah, it says it right here.
I can't see that. That's I mean, he has, like, some type of
Wait.
it's not really like a love story, but
Yeah, you can't
I
see
would
it.
I believe you. Um, well, it was very good, and I had no idea. Um,
So
I
wait,
really just
what
lost
was
my
it
train of
about?
thought.
Because I've seen it all over Bookstagram as well.
So, I'm gonna go to the, um so it's set in Romania, 1989. So, this kid, he's 17, okay. So, it's during the time of, like oh god, what the hell is his name?
You said the
Chart
80s?
it's 89, so, like,
The
late
end of
80s,
so
early
like
90s.
early 90s.
So, basically, there's this dictator over, um, Romania, and I believe he's Russian? So, it says communist regimes are crumbling across Europe. Um Christian Florescu, who is the main character, dreams of becoming a writer, but Romanians aren't free to dream. They are bound by rules and force amidst the tyrannical dictatorship of Nicolae.
Oh.
The book said Ceausescu. In a country governed by isolation and fear, Christian is blackmailed by the secret police to become an informer. He is left with two choices: betray everyone and everything he loves, or use his position to creatively undermine the most notoriously evil dictator in Eastern Europe. Christian risks everything to unmask the truth behind the regime, give voice to fellow Romanians, and expose the world to what is happening in his country. He eagerly joins the revolution to fight for change when the time arrives. But what is the cost of freedom? A gut-wrenching, startling window into communist Romania and a citizen spy network that devastated a nation from the whatever. Just talks about the author afterwards. So he's 17 years old and he gets blackmailed literally into becoming like a secret spy. They were like, if you report on this family, we won't kill your family.
Oh, shoot.
So he goes and he's like, oh my God, I'm a spy. Nobody knows. Like, I'm so scared. And a lot more people than he thinks are spies. Like the people like he thinks he's the only one. And then as the book progresses, I'm not going to give anything away because I loved this book so much. So many more people, it comes out that like they're spies and people have been reporting on him and his family. And so he ends up joining the like a bunch of college kids decide that they're going to protest and they're going to like go against this guy, and he's like, hell yeah, I'm going to do it. And his mom's like, don't do it. You're going to die. And he's like, I literally don't care if I die. I need to we need to get out of this. They're not able to listen to the radio. It was around the time they used the term Radio Free Europe a lot. And it was around the time of the Iron Curtain. I
Okay.
remember hearing that a lot like in high school and then in this book, obviously. I really hated history so much in high school, which is really funny that I'm enjoying this book and historical fiction so much. But I just wanted to hug Christian so much. Like he went through so much. And at the very end, I was like, this is a true story. It's got to be. And Christian doesn't exist.
But I'm
He's
sure
not
people
real.
went through that.
Oh, yes, of course. But I was just it's very windy outside. It's just so good. Whether you decide to read it or not, I think it was very good. I don't know, based on your thoughts and feelings on historical fiction, how you'd feel about this book.
We shall see when I go over my books.
Okay. The last book, I'm sorry, I'm taking so long.
You're okay. You
The
read a
last
lot.
book that I listened to was Hairpin Bridge by Taylor Adams, which is the same person who wrote No Exit.
Yeah! I haven't read that yet.
And that book was so good. That was another random one that I got at work, and I was like, "I'm just gonna listen to this," and I ended up listening to, like, all of it. It jumps right into the action. The entire book itself is, like it's a past and present point of view.
Oh, so, like, not matching point of view. I mean, like, not whatever, forget it. Keep going.
Different timeline.
Thank you.
Yep. So, these twin girls, I can't remember their names right now. The one sister goes missing, or not goes missing, she ends up killing herself.
Oh.
Like, that's what happened. That's a part of the back of the book. That's not a spoiler. She ends up killing herself, and then her sister is like, "I know my sister. She would not have killed herself. I need more answers." So she starts trying to find more answers, and then she gets herself in a situation that I'm not gonna say because I think you would really like this book, and shit hits the fan so quickly, and she's trying to get information, and she's like, "Well, tell me what happened," and then she gets information, whether it's correct or not, whatever, and then it flips to her sister's point of view before she died, where we
Ooh.
get the correct information.
Ooh, okay.
So we're figuring it out along with her, and then the ending. This one was also very much very gory,
Ooh,
very.
okay.
So I am just gonna leave it at that because one, I'm talking too much, and two, it was just such a good. I gave that one a 5. I also gave I Must Betray You a 5. I don't know if I said that.
Nice.
But it's just so many good books, and I'm listening to a current book right now. I'm not gonna say it because I'm gonna talk about it next month. It's gonna be a 5. I know it.
You just
I
went through an
know it.
earthquake.
I know. I literally anyway. But that's all the books that I read
All
this
right.
month, so you go ahead.
Wait, no. Before you go, what was your favorite book of the month?
Oh, no.
Yeah, you have to tell me.
I think it's I Must Betray You.
Nice. That's good. Yeah, you should try more historical fictions. Historical fictions are actually really good. Like, you have to, like, I know, like, a lot of them, like, when you think historical fiction, you think, like, war and, like, World War II, Nazis. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's just, like, the wider view of, like, historical fiction. But there's so many other ones that are so good. Like, I've read so many historical fictions that I feel like it's just, like, an underrated genre
Right.
because of, like, how like, immediately you just think, like, a war, like World War II,
Mhm.
all that stuff, but there's some, like,
Yep.
historical like, prime example, Daisy Jones and the Six is, like, a really good historical fiction. Nothing to do with war, it's just, like it's more contemporary historical.
Yep.
It's not really based on an event that is in history, it's more like, it's in the 70s, 80s,
Mhm.
and these are where the people are doing their thing, so, I don't know, there's some good historical fictions. Which I read a
Go ahead.
lot of heckin' historical fictions this month. It's
Mhm.
insanity. I read 1 okay, I read 3, but that's a lot. Like, I usually am, like, mystery, fantasy,
Mhm.
whatever. Yeah, I read 3 historical fictions, and I only read 5 books this month, so, like,
What?
that's a lot. So, I read last podcast, I was finishing up an ARC, and I finally finished it, and I moved it to this month because
Mhm.
I had a slow reading month.
That's okay.
I've been busy. Next month's gonna be even less, so be ready.
Next month, Danielle's gonna talk about the book that we read for the
Yeah,
podcast.
pretty much. I'm gonna have, like, 2 books done. So I
That's
read
yeah.
All the Best Liars by Amelia Kahane. It's an ARC, it's a YA, it's a mystery. I liked it. I gave it a 3. I read A History of Wild Places by Shay Earnshaw. That's a mystery.
I wanna read
And,
that.
like, it's a little fantasy, but it's, like, ends up being
That's okay.
more his
I'm a
mystery.
new person.
Yeah. When you read it, keep an open mind. I gave that a 5. I gave that a 5. I read The Extraordinaries by TJ Klune. I actually listened to that. I gave it a 4. People We Keep by Allison Larkin. Gave that a 5. That's a historical fiction. The Songbook of Benny Lament by Amy Harmon. Gave that a 4. And then, of course, Tattoo of Auschwitz. I don't know. I light reading month, you know. I guess History of Wild Places is one of my favorite that I read this month. It was so good. It was like nothing I've ever read before. It was so interesting. And it like was nothing that I thought it would be. I literally almost made it my book of the month choice the month that it came out. And I was just like, I don't know. Meh. And people on Bookstagram were like, this book's freaking awesome. I was like, all
Mhm.
right, I gotta add it on. I gotta take my shot with this. And oh my god, is it so worth it. It's nothing like you think it is. And it's just like the twists. I'm like, what the heck? Cate
'Kay.
is reading this book right now.
Mhm.
And I'm sure she'll finish it by the time that the podcast comes out. She texted me about something that happens in the book. And I almost ruined it for her. And I was just like, "Oh, yeah, no. This is because I'm not gonna tell you because you're gonna read it." I was like, "Oh, yeah, me and my friend Lauren, we were talking about this, and I just remember I was just excited because we were talking about this and we couldn't remember what page it was on." And yeah, and then I was like, "Oh my god, I almost just ruined this book for this girl." But yeah, it's very exciting. I liked it. It was this mystery and like I don't know, the characters were interesting. It's about a cult pretty much.
Mhm.
And I don't know, something about cults is so interesting and so weird, like, I don't know. And then I got into talking, I'm pretty sure it was with Cate. Cate and I ended up talking about books about cults, and I'm like, "Do you know any more? Like,
No
give me your
anymore.
suggestions because I'm into this." And she's like, "You should read books about this." I'm like, "Okay." So
There you go.
I very, very good, and I highly suggest it. I don't wanna go into too much of it because I want Morgan to read it, and, like, I'm
Yeah,
sure she
I wanna
wants
read
to
it.
read it.
Yep.
I read The Extraordinaries by TJ Klune, and TJ Klune's become an author that I really, really enjoy. He's just very happy, and, like, Morgan attempted to read this book, by the way.
I did.
And I don't know, TJ Klune's something like, he's just a very happy author. He makes his like, reading light and stuff.
Mhm.
Personally, I've come to find that I like his adult books better than, um, the YA ones
Yeah.
that I'm reading. Like, I liked The Extraordinaries, I listened to it, I thought it was very quirky, it was fun, and, like, it's a YA. The character is gonna be obnoxious, absolutely obnoxious. They were
He was so
crazy.
annoying.
They
He was
were
annoying.
crazy, and you would have hated the audiobook because I personally love the guy who did it because I think he just did the characters really well, but
Yeah.
he was obnoxious. And I'm reading the second book of The Extraordinaries right now, and I don't know. I like it. I like it a lot. Like, I like the whole superhero aspect of it. I think it's fun, but the whole high schoolers and them going through high school stuff and they're like so obnoxiously gay. And I mean that in a good way.
Yes.
Like, I don't mind them being that way. It's very funny. Like, it's
Mhm.
so entertaining. But they're just like dramatically gay.
Mhm.
But it's really, really good, and it's very wholesome, like, it's these group of kids, and they're, like, both, like, a gay couple, and they, like, go through high school, they're going through prom, and they're going through, like, "Oh, I like this guy, and he's my best friend, and how do I tell him?" And they're also superheroes, which is insanity, and, like, I don't know, it's super cute, and I like it, and that's why I'm reading the second one because like,
Mhm.
it's just a super wholesome, happy book. So, I suggest it, but if you haven't read any other TJ Klune books, start with his House in the Cerulean Sea and Under the Whispering Door. Those are way better.
I
Like,
was gonna say, I'm sorry, I thought he was the author for
mhm,
those, and yeah.
their world's better. Like, the writing's less obviously, it's less
Yeah.
YA, and it covers more topics that are more adult related. And, like,
Mhm.
it's more digestible for an adult rather than, like, the YA. Like I said, the YA is very, very, very dramatic. Like,
Yeah.
so dramatic.
Yep.
But it's good. Like, I'm enjoying it, and obviously I'm enjoying it because 'cause I'm, like, literally almost done with Flashfire, so I have, like,
Mhm.
100-ish pages left, so it's good. I really love TJ Klune, like, they're just happy books, and, like, I don't know. If you want something happy, go for him. I like it. I'm not somebody who likes sad books, so, like, that's something that I really enjoy, and
Mhm.
I'm hoping he writes more adult books because they're just something to I, like, find comfort in that. Like, you know how, like,
Mhm.
Lauren today said, "Maybe I'll read Harry Potter, it'll get me out of my slump." I feel like
Yeah.
that's what he's, like, a good book person to get me out of like, a slumpish.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I'm sorry, I don't wanna take too long because I wanna, like, really get into Tattooist.
You're fine. I
I
literally just
read
talked for like an hour, so
You're fine. I read The People We Keep by Alison Larkin, which again is a historical. I, it's interesting because these historical fictions are very like they could be contemporary fiction because they're
Mhm.
not really like they're based in a period, but they're like very generic. Like they're about a like People We Keep in the 90s. I gave this book a 5. First of all, it's in the
Okay.
90s, which we love the 90s, and then it's in my hometown. It's in
Yeah.
Ithaca in Binghamton, hello. So cool,
Yep.
and, like, the things she described in her books were so accurate to the actual places, like, she described Ithaca so good, like, it was exactly like Ithaca, I imagined it in my brain just the way it was, like, she talks about the commons, and I don't know, it was so good. I loved it so much. Um, and it's just like a really wholesome book. It's about this girl, and it pretty much goes through her whole entire life, and like she wants to become a musician, and it goes from there. Like I don't want to give any spoilers 'cause I know you want to read this book, and it's
Mhm.
so good. It's just like super super like it makes you believe in humanity again. And I don't want to like give it doesn't give anything away, but like it just is like a timeline piece about this girl, and she like grows up, and like all these things happen to her, and it's in like upstate New York, and like you kind of know where those places are, so it like really feels
Yeah.
kind of like home when you're reading it. It was very very good, and I just loved it a
Easy.
lot. Yeah, so that's why I give it a 5. It felt like home when I was reading it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I
um
wanna read that one.
I think you'll like this one a lot. It's got its sad moments, but it's
Mhm.
also got like its very 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 wholesome, good, happy moments. So,
'Kay.
it's I feel like everybody needs to read it. It's like one that's like super super underrated for how great it really is. 'Cause it's not
Okay.
some and I think it's not something that somebody would be like, "Ooh, this is like what I need, like I wanna read," 'cause it's a very generic plot, but it's way better than, like, when you read it, it's just like, "Wow, this is such a good book," and it's like, the writing's super beautiful. So, yeah, and again, no spoilers 'cause Morgan wants to read these books,
Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
but, highly, highly suggest. And then, last book I read, Songbook of Benny Lament, and I read that for my other book club,
Mhm.
and another historical fiction with music. Is music a trope?
Sounds
Because
like it is because you've read a couple of them so far.
I think I love books that are incorporate music. Because I really
Okay.
liked this one too. It wasn't as good as People We Keep and Daisy Jones. For me, a lot of the girls in my book club
Mhm.
love, love, love this book, but it kind of dragged a little bit for me because how lengthy. It was a thick book. It was about 465 pages. It was a thick, thick book. But
Holy shit.
yeah, it was big. It took me a while to read. But it was still really good, and it was creative. Like, it was really creatively lit, and, like, it was
Mhm.
you start off the book, and Benny Lament is our main character, and he's on a radio show, and he's getting, interviewed on New Year's Eve, and this is where you get the story. So, like, you start off with the interview, and then you go into the first part of his story, and it breaks up by the interview on, like, present day. So it's, like, not it's, like, alternating timelines, which I really liked. And it breaks up very nicely. It's a lot of information, but the way it's broken up by these radio shows, interviews, makes it super digestible. And the author's really creative with, like so it's based in the 60s, and it's like when you've got racial injustice and stuff like that. I don't know if I'm saying that term right. It's like inequality. Inequality's huge, and Benny and Esther end up being, romantic partners, and Esther's black and Benny is white.
Mhm.
And you deal with that, and then you've got the mob, like, gangsters and stuff, like the
Mhm.
Italian mob is a huge part of this book. And it's very interesting because Benny and his dad and his, like, uncle are all part of the mob, and, like, there's this crazy twist that, like, incorporates all these characters, and it also incorporates music because they become a band, and, like, it's super good, and it's really beautifully written. Like, the band, is, like, obviously the main focus,
Mhm.
and each title of the book is a song that the band wrote. And,
Oh,
like,
okay.
she, like, subtly, like, like, puts in little details that are, like, music related, like, there's something that was a term for music, and I think it was Esther's name, and it was something
Okay.
to do with music, and it was, like, had to do with her growth throughout the book, and it was a music term, and it was really cool. She, like, adds really cool little details like that that make the book very, very interesting, and I liked it a lot. It was beautiful. Like, it was beautifully written. I find that historical fictions books are
Mhm.
so like, they're just really, like, good, like they have to be beautifully written. They're about a time in our past, And like a lot of them kind of have a love story in them.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. It was good. It did drag for me. I was like, all right, we get it. They're a band. These people are in love. Let's find out what the frick's going on. I think that it could have been like 100 less pages than what it could have been. But
That's fair.
for the length that it was, I did enjoy it. It was good. I gave it a 4. So, yeah.
Okay.
So I read a lot of historical fiction this month. It was quite a drop blast to the past month. Give me that.
And they were all like, I feel like you did this month what I did last month, where they're all overlapping in some way and you don't even need them to.
Yeah, like they were all music related and like their history
Yeah.
and like I don't know. It was good reading month, but I wish it could have fit more in, you know. I like feel like I was like super slow reader. Excuse me. I was reading super slow. But I did enjoy all of them. Like the only one I didn't really rate any of them low. Like they were all pretty, they're either 4s or 5s.
Yeah.
So.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, my favorite was History of Wild Places because we love a good cult mystery.
We'll have to, I think what we should do, since it's getting nicer out too, you remember at your old apartment, I would just come over and we would just read all day.
Lay out and read, yeah.
We should
can do that. There is green area for us.
We should do that once your life slows down.
Once May's over, it'll calm down. 40.
I had a segue and I don't remember.
Oh, I know something. Okay, wait. I have to shout out a publisher because I'm freaking hyped. Okay. So
do it.
I'm a pretty small book Instagrammer. I have 3,000 followers. That's not a lot compared to some of the other people that are on there. There's people who have like 7,000.
That's still
6,000.
a lot. Okay.
Yeah. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. There's a few books coming out I'm really excited about. I'm going to email the publishers and just give them my stats and just be like, hey, I like this author. I know they have a book coming out soon. And I'm really interested in, I'm really, really excited about it. Here's my review on her other book that I've read recently. And also, hint, 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 here's a review that we did on our podcast. And so, didn't hear anything back. I'm like, whatever. If they don't answer me, they say no. It's no big deal. Like, whatever. It doesn't hurt my feelings. I understand. Yeah. I'm like a small book Instagrammer. Last week, I got book mail. And I was like, I didn't order anything. And then I open it up.
What'd you get?
I got Runtime by the lady who wrote 522 days. Also 56 days. Yeah. This book, I'm so hyped to read this book.
They email you back or they just sent it?
No, they just sent it. I'm like, word. Thank you guys. So it's Blackstone Publishing. So shout out to Blackstone Publishing for not answering my email, but sending me a surprise book. I'm so hyped to read this. I literally spam comment her, whenever she posts about this book, I spam comments on it. I'm like, how can I get this book? So they must have heard me, because holy.
They're probably like, please shut this lady up.
Get this girl a book so she'll get the fuck out of here. Yeah, no.
I'm not gonna lie. I really thought that you were about to pull up House Across the Lake and I was about to drive to your apartment right now and punch you right in the face.
No, it's this one. But I'm so excited about this. It's so we read this book called, what's it called?
56 Days?
No, not her book. The other book that you said, this sounds like this book. The book that Annie suggested for our book club. And I was like,
what? What the hell are you talking about?
The one we read, so the book club that I started that you're part of, and we read that one book, and it had a black cover, and we both hated it so much. Oh my god, I'm gonna find it.
We read it and hated it.
Yes.
You and I.
Yes. I'm gonna find it.
A black cover.
Black and red.
Oh, yeah, okay. The freaking 700-page one?
Yeah, Plain Bad Heroines.
Yeah, okay.
So you said, so I read the synopsis to you, and you said, Danielle, this sounds like Plain Bad Heroines, but it's going to be so much better because this woman is an actual mystery writer. So it's pretty much about a movie set, and they're shooting a movie. And then while they're shooting the movie, people end up dead. And it's a horror movie that they're shooting. So I'm hyped to freaking read this, and I'm have so high expectations because it's going to be so much better than what Plain Bad Heroines was. So thank you for sending me this book, and I love you guys so much. So much, and I feel so special. And I'm going to read it next month. So
It sounds like Plain Bad Heroines.
it's going to be so much better, though. Like, I already know it is, because she's not, like, first off, this book, Plain Bad Heroines was YA. This is adult, and it's actually mystery. I'm hyped! Morgan, I'm hyped, and I feel special. I feel like it's
exciting. That's exciting. I'm very happy that you got it.
A cool girl.
Oh my god.
I feel cool. Whatever. I'm hyped.
So, the thing that I had to tell you and share on the podcast, I literally today, I don't know if you knew this or not, but Cate wrote a book.
Ooh!
She wrote a book of short stories.
Mhm.
It's on Amazon. It just dropped today. She's getting the royalties. She like got it published and everything. And I ordered 2 copies.
Did you?
Yeah, I got one for you.
Let's go. Oh my god, thank you. I appreciate that. You should have let me buy. I should just freaking buy another one.
She's getting the royalties anyway. She
Yeah.
literally texted me the link, and I was like, lit, ordering 2 copies. And then she started telling me about like, oh, I'm sorry, it's so expensive. And I was like, I didn't even look. Like Josh was like,
What?
oh, how much was it? I was like, I didn't look at the
Didn't
price.
even look.
It's
This is
about
my friend.
$100. I literally don't care.
Yeah.
But she wrote a book, and it's published, and it's on Amazon. And
That's
I'm so
a freaking good feat. Like, yeah.
her.
That's something to be super proud of, because like the thought of writing a book is like a huge deal. Like, you have to literally put your life into it.
Yep.
Also, I'll link Cate's book into our
Send it to you.
Our thingy.
But I bought 2 copies, and it should be here. It's only a limited amount, I believe, that she said.
This is the book. Is this the book, Morg?
No.
Oh shit. What the heck?
I'm sending. Oops. Shit.
I will put the link to Cate's book in our description. So everybody go buy Cate's book.
Yeah.
Of short stories. She is a fellow book Instagrammer, and she's the nicest person. She's literally, I mean, we say that about everyone, but she's actually really, really nice. Like,
so sweet.
She's so sweet.
So that's the exciting thing. She told me that she was sending me pictures. She went to go watch it get printed, and she did all the formatting and stuff for it. And then I was like, as soon as it gets released and is able to be purchased, I want you to tell me. And then she just said hi and sent me the link today, and I was like, lit, purchase 2. Here we go.
Yeah, we're gonna put that in our description. So if you guys are interested in supporting a local book Instagrammer, not a local, like fellow, please go buy her book. She gets all the royalties, and the more the word her gets out, the better like her like stuff does. So support our Cate.
Yeah, once we get the book in the mail, I asked her, I was like, can I share it and like tag you and all this stuff? And she said that she was fine with that. So I'm going to post it and tag her book Instagram when they come in, and I'm going to read it. And I honestly think it's like 50 pages. Like it's a short stories.
Book,
yeah. So it's not terribly long. You're going to be making your dream come true. So
yeah, so find the link in the description. Support another Bookstagrammer, because book people are life.
Yes.
Also, congrats, Cate. Like, that's freaking sick.
That's so awesome.
High five, Cate. Yeah.
Danielle just slapped Cate right in the face.
Oh, that's so exciting. Wow, I'm so excited. I'm gonna message her after this and be like,
yeah,
bro, you're freaking cool as hell.
Hell yeah.
All right, Morgan.
So let me read
I gotta pull up my notes.
Synopsis for the Tattooist of Auschwitz. just a preface here, we're going to go into spoilers. We're going to talk about the entirety of the book, all that fun stuff. If you have not read this book and you would like to, go read it and then come back. Danielle links in the bottom when we start talking about what time and stuff, so you can skip forward and you can come back and all that fun stuff. So
it's 200 friggin' pages. Fucking read the book.
It really is.
Anyway.
And don't let her speak to you like that. So, all right, shut the fuck up. Here we go.
All right.
In April 1942, Lale Sokolov, a Slovakian Jew, is forcibly transported to the concentration camps at Auschwitz-Birkenau. When his captors discover that he speaks several languages, he is put to work as the tattooer. Oh, I'm saying that completely wrong, but I'm just saying tattooer. Tasked with permanently marking his fellow prisoners. Imprisoned for over 2.5 years, Lale witnesses horrific atrocities and barbarism. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think it's supposed to be like barbaric, but like barbarism.
Okay. But also incredible acts of bravery and compassion. Risking his own life, he uses his privileged position to exchange jewels and money from murdered Jews for food to keep his fellow prisoners alive. One day in July 1942, Lale, prisoner 32407, comforts a trembling young woman waiting in line to have the number 34902 tattooed onto her arm. Her name is Gita, and in that first encounter, Lale vows to somehow survive the camp and marry her. A vivid, harrowing, and ultimately hopeful recreation of Lale Sokolov's experiences as the man who tattooed the arms of thousands of prisoners with what would become one of the most potent symbols of the Holocaust. The Tattooist of Auschwitz is also a testament to the endurance of love and humanity under the darkest possible conditions.
Sorry. Died during that.
Are you okay? Mute yourself and cough. You're fine.
I didn't want to bring the freaking arrow back into the thing and forget about it. I'm okay now. So sorry for all of the coughs and my sickness.
Do you need a minute?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sweaty.
Yeah, your face looks like red. You just held your breath for so long.
Yeah, because I was like, I gotta hold this cough.
You literally would have been fine if you coughed.
I know, but I feel bad.
So where would you like to start? I asked you, where would you like to start?
I ruined the fun surprise.
Yeah, oh my God.
Listen, you need to just not write your notes in ever.
I thought I could trust my fellow co-host.
Listen, Morgan.
My best friend, I thought I could trust, okay? You know,
Morgan, you can't just be like...
Shut the hell up for a second. Let me go on my soapbox here.
All right.
I say, I don't think we should talk about the book. Do not look at my notes. Do not look at anything. This bitch texts me and says, Morgan, did you really give it that rating?
First off, you can't just be like...
Forget it. I quit.
You need to write your notes in a separate...
I'm moving my notes. Yep, because I don't fucking trust you. We share Google Docs.
This is the one time I've ever done that too. Like when she usually does that, I don't usually write it. And then I was writing notes. I'm like, I'm curious. It can't be that bad.
I almost didn't put my rating in there because I was like, she's gonna look.
I
was like, you know what? I can trust her.
Yeah, nope. Listen.
No, I can't.
The one time I do look. The one time. Because literally every other time, I literally forget to write notes.
That's fair.
Or I read it before you do and write my notes in. Here we are. The one time.
What did you give it?
I give it 4.
Okay.
I'm sad. Because
I gave it a 1.
Listen, I literally, when I read that, I said, in all caps, Morgan, how the fuck did you give this a 1?
I really don't understand how you gave it a 4, to be completely honest with you. I don't. This is... Okay, I'm so excited for this, but
we're gonna have such heavy different opinions.
I know we
think
are.
I know why. But...
Tell me why you think I... or did you read all my notes? Because that's quite possible.
I saw your F in 1, and I was like, okay, I need to scroll back up.
Yep.
I was like, I'm not reading anything else besides the fucking 1. That's craziness that you gave it a 1. I mean, I can benefit of the doubt, I can see why you gave it a 1. Because it's how... Okay. I can see why you would give it a 1. Because how does these things happen? There's a lot of things that seem to be like, this is Auschwitz. How the fuck did all this shit happen? 2, based on me, I read... Did you listen to the audiobook, yes?
No.
Oh, you read the
I
physical?
read it. Yeah.
Do you have it?
No, I got it on Libby. Libby, you could
You
get
read
the
an
audiobook
ebook.
or
Ebook.
yeah.
Did you read all the back stuff?
Yep.
Okay.
Doesn't change anything.
Okay.
Doesn't fucking change
I
anything.
didn't realize... Okay, first off, I didn't read this part where it says based on a true story. Until the end. So, I was like, okay. It's based on a true story. What?
I'm laughing because you're like, yeah, I didn't read the cover. I didn't even look at it.
Yeah, I didn't read this part. I read the fucking this and saw the peeps.
No, that's why I'm laughing. Yeah.
Yeah, no. There's sometimes that, like... But give you the benefit of the doubt because, like, when I was reading a songbook of Benny Lament, I didn't read the titles of the freaking chapters. And then my one friend was like, they're song title names. I'm like, what? Get out of here. So now I have to read everything. So,
Okay.
I don't know. I think I rated it high. I liked it. It was a happy ending. When you read books about Auschwitz and the Holocaust, they're all stories about death and sadness, which it is. Hello.
Get my fucking knuckles ready, man.
It's a happy ending. This man, at least one person, 2 people out of all these people who got murdered and killed got a happy ending. Okay, go ahead. Also, I like your nose ring. It looks good. Bye.
Thanks. I'm still getting used to it because I go to like fix it and then I'm like, it doesn't spin because
Yeah. Because it's like, yeah. It looks good.
Cute.
Go after it.
Okay. I obviously clearly hated this book.
Yeah.
Without being a total complete asshole and just being like, what the fuck, Danielle? Like, I'm not trying to be like that. I cannot grasp how the facts around this entire story that is claiming to be true described Auschwitz so lenient and so fun and so like I'm gonna skip around and hang out with my girlfriends and we're gonna lock arms and we're gonna skip down the hallway and we're gonna go to gym class together. Like I really it was just not right. It's not accurate. The facts were not correct. That is where... No, shut up. I'm not done yet. That is starting the basis of like, I started reading in the beginning. I started reading this book and I was like, you know what? I didn't read the back of it. Well, I did because we had to like vote on it and whatever, but I didn't like
You like
have any...
it.
Right. I didn't really have any cares if we read it or if we didn't read it. Going into it, I thought that it was not a true story. Or no, I thought it was a true story going into it. And then moving forward, I was like, wait, is this a true story? Because I didn't read the front part that I made fun of you for not reading either. So I didn't read that either. And so my very first bullet point is like, I thought that this was a true story, or that I honestly also thought that it was going to be like most of the other Holocaust books that have been written where the author had some connection or was at like one of the
right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. This is just a random lady.
Keep her going.
Just a random, like she is getting her facts. It's not like she just woke up and was like, I'm going to make the story up. Yes, Lael is a real person. His son is, I don't remember his son's name, but his son is the one who gave the information to the author, I'm pretty sure.
No, I think it's actually Lael. Lael is who she interviewed.
But at the very end, there's an epilogue, I guess you'd call it, from the son's point of view and how he met with the author. I mean, she could have met with both of them, but I thought that it was mostly the son giving the information. I could be wrong.
in this about the book, it talks about her meeting with actual Lael, but
Okay.
you could be right. I could have missed that part where she did meet with the son, because it does say that he did pass away, and then she had to finish the rest of the book.
And we can obviously sounds like we're going to be talking about this for a hot minute. When you are writing a book about such a prominent moment in history and your facts are just incorrect, I don't care about the rest of the book. That's really what it is for me. A couple other things that I don't want to like take up all of my like talking points right now, but that's really I can't get past it. I just
What do
can't.
you mean incorrect? Like how it's like she like she made Auschwitz not as terrifying as normally. Like how it actually freaking was.
So in the beginning, this one I'm a little flip-floppy on. In the very beginning, he was saying how they put up posters saying that one person from your family, as long as they're over the age of 18, can go and work for like the German government and then your family would be safe.
It's
And then he went and that like his family was saved, which looking back on it now sounds like it was just something that the Germans told like to get people there.
so it wasn't the German. You're right. You're right. It was the Soviet government, so it wasn't.
Damn.
I'm pretty sure it talks about because it flashes back later in the book to his time with the Soviets. I swear, but you know what? You could be right. I thought it was with with the Soviets. Keep going.
Regardless.
Wherever it was with. It's the same thing, just different people.
So that was just that didn't happen, which now I'm thinking that one I'll just give that to her. We'll just not talk about that. The fact that he's buddy with one of the guards and the guard is like, "Oh, you like this girl? Write her a love note and I'm going to deliver it."
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Uh-huh.
People are literally getting murdered. And she did touch on parts of the book where like because I put in here when the bus gets blown up. I don't know if so Lael is like being brought to go tattoo these people. And then he goes up and there's like a bus bringing new people on and then
Oh,
the
yeah.
guard
I
goes up
remember.
and
Yep,
like
I remember.
blows up the bus.
Yeah. Mhm.
And then in the beginning when he was leaving, he had to like go pee or something and he goes
Oh,
out and
yeah,
then
and the
the guard
people just get shot.
yeah. And so like that fitting.
Right.
Clearly,
Yes.
like
Yes.
all of that is fitting. Let me scroll down. The fact that on Sundays they got to have free days and not
Yeah, that seemed not accurate.
right.
Right. I agree with you. Like, I'm gonna a lot of the stuff I'm gonna agree with you because you just keep going. I'll just add after.
No, I don't want this to be entirely
No, I'm
just
gonna keep my rating, and I'm gonna tell you
okay.
why I
Yeah.
gave it a 4.
So, let's see. I already kind of talked about this, but um when he was like, "Oh, let's hold hands and run around the camp like we're in high school," was the quote that I put, but that's obviously not what he said in the book. That was just like he's like, "Oh my god, I'm so in love with Gita," which random ass lady that he just saw, and he was
Bro,
like,
yeah,
"I would die for her."
bro, yeah, I know. I have things to say about that shit too.
Talk about it. Talk about it.
It was just so random. Like, I understand. Like, okay, okay. She's interviewing this. Obviously, it's not all from his recollection. She had to embellish a bit because this man went through Auschwitz and he's older than shit. Like, he's
Oh, that had pictures in it? I didn't see the
yeah, these are
pictures.
all this is Gita and him.
Aw.
Yeah. So like
Eh.
he's older than nuts. So I'm sure he literally freaking, there's probably some stuff that like, what, I don't know. He probably like, I don't know. He's old. Old people say shit. So I don't
I
know.
think you're right though, because what I think maybe, and this has nothing to do, I really just think the author was handed a potentially great story and just fucking tossed it in the dumpster. I really think this is all on her.
I mean,
Because
I understand where you're coming from how like it is very, very not as terrifying as what it really was. Like, have you been to a Holocaust museum?
yes,
Yeah, go to a Holocaust museum. That's an accurate representation. This is a love
not.
story in Auschwitz that feels like a fiction novel that really just takes away the terrifying nature of Auschwitz.
So even if let's give this the benefit of the doubt. Even if Lael is just old as shit and maybe he forgot or maybe he just isn't going into the details about everything that happened.
Which
Right,
wouldn't you not
possible.
want to go into the details about all this insane, terrifying shit that these people put on you?
So I did a little. I didn't do like terribly a lot of research. She hired researchers to make sure that all of her stuff was correct.
Oh, really? Would she fucking
And
hire toddlers?
she hired people to make sure that her information about the Holocaust was correct and still decided to publish this.
It's like, okay, so like obviously the account of Auschwitz is correct, but it's not that it's not correct, it's the fact that she don't like made it less terrifying. That is, I think that's what really is it comes down to. She really, really takes away what Auschwitz really was on history, what it really was, and how
Yeah.
the amount of people that they are actually killing, which she does recount in this, but it almost gets taken away from like what by the story of Lael and Gita, which they do experience some scary ass shit. They really
They do. Yes.
but it's very mind-blowing all the shit that they got away with. It really is, and when I was reading this, I was like, is
Who
this
got away with? I'm
actually
sorry.
real? Lael and Gita.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought you meant. I just wanted to make
Yeah,
sure.
like how did they actually get away with this? And I understand like, okay, so the part where he gets taken away and gets questioned about the rubies and the diamonds from the women's camp from Canada. And his friend that he saved essentially helped him get out of that and didn't get beaten as badly. I can see that being a thing.
Right.
But so I Googled, was there
Okay.
tattooers in Auschwitz? I didn't find anything. I could not
to be.
find anything. So a lot of the stuff that came up was that people who were in Auschwitz were stamped, like physically just stamped, not tattooed. So a lot of that came up. I didn't see any names of anybody who was a tattooer. And I Googled like if you thought of like if you Google it, you would think that this Lael man would come right up. There are interviews with the author and stuff, which obviously, but like there's never anything. And I didn't go deep into it. I was like maybe 20 minutes of my life. But like I didn't find anything about it. And I was just like, is this real or not?
I think
Because it seems to
you're
me
like making me question my entire knowledge about the Holocaust right now.
Well, it's making me think that like an SS officer would be the one that would be doing this thing instead of a prisoner.
Yes. That's also possible, yes. Because people have talked about how, like, if they had survived the Holocaust, they were, like, still like, it's not something that they could wash off. So, they
Exact
were
yeah,
tattooed in some way, whether it was, like, an actual not an actual tattoo gun like we obviously have now, but,
right.
like, whether it was I don't know.
Poison
It
a needle.
yeah. So, I
I understand where you're coming from because here's my mindset. I went into it, this is fiction, right? Obviously, it's not gonna give the true account of Auschwitz and how whatever it is. And when you told me that it was romance, I honestly was like, okay, this is gonna be something that's not what I'm expecting it to be. And it wasn't. It was literally a story about love that was found in Auschwitz, but it also was about Auschwitz. Was it
so
accurate? Maybe. Maybe.
even with that mindset, because I also went into it so I flip-flopped. I went into it thinking it was a true story, and then when I find out that I kind of went through a process of, like, "It's true. No, wait, it's not. Oh, wait, it is true." So in the process where I was like, "Wait, it's not true," I was honestly, this is the part where I was gonna, like, DNF it because the idea of writing a fiction book, a fiction love story with the Holocaust of all fucking places and things as the scene disgusted me.
Yeah, I understand. It was very odd to me that she would take this and make a love story. It is very, very odd. I liked the aspect that they got a happy ending because you'll read a lot of Holocaust books and there's not really people who get happy endings. So it's a different spin on the Holocaust. And that's where my thought kind of was. Like I didn't really want to give it like it and yeah, it doesn't really do the Holocaust justice. There's a happy ending. These people live. They find each other after Auschwitz. Whatever. It seems too good to be true.
And the fact that it was a true story, if this is what actually happened in their love story, that is perfectly fine.
Mhm.
There is no fucking way that it happened the way that the author wrote it.
Yeah.
It's just no way.
They had to have gone through more punishment or something. Like they got away with a lot. A
They had sex.
lot. So that's sex. How? They're
They
literally
literally
SS
had sex.
officer let them go and have sex with each other. I don't know how that's a thing. And like I don't know how Lael didn't get caught by getting all of those like gems and rubies from these people.
Mhm,
He was doing it out in the open.
mhm.
You
They were
know,
just like, "Here you go."
they like and it seemed very obvious. Like he did get caught, but like he didn't. And then I was confused about the gypsies. Like why were they seemed to be like the gypsies side of the camp didn't get to seemed as tortured
Mhm,
as the Jews and some of the other people in the camp. Like when he like say he'd get done from tattooing and he'd
mhm.
get home and the little kids would run up to him and like they seemed like they were okay. Do you remember what I'm talking about? They seemed
Vaguely.
okay, like they didn't get tortured or like they weren't
Mhm,
being beaten and like I don't know, it was very odd. Like a lot of the details were odd. Like he looked into Gita's eyes and immediately fell in love with her. And then this woman was like, and I get it. They're in Auschwitz. You need a person to trust, right? You're like, you're by yourself. Who the fuck do you trust when everybody's dying and you don't know,
mhm,
like, whatever. I get it. You gotta trust somebody, and this is the person who claims to love you and is, like, giving you medicine from an
mhm.
unknown source and keeping you alive, sure. Yeah. Fall in love, whatever. But is this like, how? I just don't. Because like, I've never like, examples of other books about a boy, like, the Auschwitz, boy in striped pajamas. Horrifying.
Yep.
Anne Frank's journal, like her that
Mhm,
nonfiction book about Anne Frank, terrifying. Like
mhm.
this is way different than what any other book about Auschwitz is actually like, what's the other book?
Yeah.
There's a book I read in high school about the Auschwitz.
Night.
Whoa!
Night.
Is it called Night?
But yeah, by Ellie
I don't know if that's
Weasel. It's not Weasel. It's pronounced differently, but it's spelled Weasel. I know that because 1, I also read it in high school, and 2, I bitched about this book a lot at work to my coworkers, and we did research together about this book.
That's not the
And
one. That's not the one I
oh,
read.
well, that was another one then.
Wig.
So
But yeah, no, I understand your thoughts because I did read this and I was like, how do you get so lucky that you are getting out of all of this stuff, like all of the beating, and like he got extra rations. I've never heard of people getting extra rations in Auschwitz.
yeah. Yeah, and
That
they were
was
just
I
like,
I get
"You
it.
can have as much as you want." There was a couple other main things that,
I'm sorry
um
I'm interrupting you a lot
oh, you're
this
fine.
podcast, and I give you permission to just slap me in the face next time you see me. Ha, ta, ta.
There you go. So, really quick, he talked about you've seen The Longest Yard, right, with Adam Sandler when he's in jail, the football movie?
I don't think I've seen the whole thing.
So, not to compare the 2, but they literally play soccer with the guards.
Oh yeah, that was so random.
The
Never
guards
heard
are
of
like,
that.
"I wanna hang out with you guys. I wanna, like, play soccer against you guys."
Yeah,
And then they did, and it just reminded me of The Longest Yard because in that movie, the guards and the inmates play football against each other.
yeah, that part, like literally, I was like, this cannot.
Um,
And I like I said, I did give it a 4 solely for the fact that it was a happy ending and it was a happy book about Auschwitz. And I know it seems like I'm shitting on this book right now, but some of the details in this book are very, very, they seem odd and ill placed and they seem like they're not very true. That like, and I think that like when I went and Googled the tattooist thing and nothing came up about it, like obviously people got tattooed. That was a
yeah.
thing.
Mhm.
But wouldn't they have information about prisoners tattooing other prisoners and it comes up? Especially if this
Interesting.
one notable person was tattooing in Auschwitz.
Right.
So,
So, yeah. Um, the other thing, I also hated the writing style. Like, the writing style was so choppy, and I did
mhm,
this thing that I do all the time when I don't like a book or when I really love a book. I go to the other Goodreads ratings,
and read
and
what
I
other people
see
said.
and read what other people wrote because I'm like, "Ooh, is there something that I missed?" Or is like, I wanna find other people because this book is loved.
Oh, people
This book
love this book. Love,
this book
love,
is
love this.
loved,
It's highly
and
rated.
no hate to you specifically, or
Anybody who wrote,
I
yeah.
really just don't understand it. This is one that I don't understand the hype, and I'm not shitting on people who like this book, I just truly will not grasp I can't grasp it.
No, and I get it, and I get why, because I was reading, like I said, I was reading it, and I did question, like, how true are these details? Because anything we've learned in high school,
Yeah.
we've learned from other books we've read, it's been like it's just like people got terrorized and murdered, and it was brutal, and it was and this made it, like you said, seem like it was recess time compared
Yeah.
to what these other.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I understand. And I'm interested to see how the sequel is because it's about her friend's
Yeah.
recognition and she got raped.
Mhm.
She didn't have a
So
love story.
I did hear bits and pieces because I told one of my coworkers that we were reading this book for the podcast because when we did the vote, I had like asked whoever I was working with that day to like look at the thing that I had made to make sure it looked even and all that stuff. And we
Mhm.
talked about it. And one of my coworkers was like, "Oh, I read the Tattooist, and I really liked it." And also there was a sequel about it's Silka, or
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm saying her name right, but it's about her, and she told me a little bit about what happens, and it's a spoiler, I think, so I'm not going to say it for anybody who wants to read it, or if you end up reading it or whatever. Um I'm personally obviously not going to read it, but
Yeah, obviously you did not like this book.
yeah. But she did say that it was good in comparison to, like,
This.
she liked this one as well. I think I just didn't like, again, nothing. I feel like I'm being such a bitch with saying, like, I didn't like Lael, because I'm sure he's a great person.
Okay. Thank you for
He was
saying that.
annoying.
Okay. He was creepy in the beginning. Did you not get
So
that? Okay.
I may have, and I don't know what you're talking about because I have a lot of.
Okay, let me pause really quick. So
Yeah.
another example of a book that was accurately, I feel, describe another two books. Number of the Stars by Lewis Lowry. Read that in high school. Very accurate representation of Auschwitz.
That sounds
Not that
familiar.
I
Maybe you're
freaking
right.
survived Auschwitz, but like this book
In comparison.
in comparison to this book, and then The Book Thief.
Is that set in during
Yes.
the Holocaust?
Yep. Yep.
We have that
Way
book.
another.
Interesting.
Yeah, you should read that. That's more accurate than this. I read that in high school. Much, much better book.
Interesting. Yeah, I read Night,
Yes.
and I remember that one was really, really good.
Yeah. See, there's like, yes, this has, for me, this side of the screen. It does have its good things. Like, you don't get a book that generally is a love story that has a happy ending, especially in Auschwitz. That's like literally the only really big thing that I can really reaccount that's what made it kind of positive for me. But when you said the writing was choppy, it felt like it needed more details. Like, it felt like it left a lot of things out. Like, it felt like time went by way too fast. And I think that, like, obviously Lael didn't share as much with this woman as a story could really hold. An accurate, let's say, story could really hold.
Yeah.
I did enjoy reading it because, like, how often do you really read an account of a Holocaust survivor? You know?
There are better books to read if you would like to.
Exactly. You're right. This is definitely different survivor-wise compared to other things. If you don't like
Yeah.
terribly gruesome and things that make you really, really sad, this is very sad, but it's more digestible for the gruesome details that are Auschwitz. Is it accurate? Like we said,
That's the thing,
who
and again,
knows?
I'm gonna
Who
literally die on this hill. If you are going, like, I don't mean to keep repeating the same things. If
No,
I just
please,
keep
because
doing
I've been
that,
doing the
like,
same fucking thing. Please do.
if you are looking to learn about the Holocaust, if you are looking to do anything about the Holocaust,
Don't read this.
don't read this
Yeah,
book.
no, I agree.
To be
Don't read
quite
it.
honest with you. I also really, like, again, no hate to people who enjoyed this book, because a very, 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 very small part of me can understand why people like this book, because yes, it's a love story. You want to have this light at the end of the tunnel
Exactly.
when you're
Yeah.
in Auschwitz. But, like, was there really a tunnel in the way that you're describing this? Like, it didn't seem as dark as it should have been and how it was
Right.
captured. And I just really, I'm not gonna get past it. And again, I'm trying not to repeat the same things. I just cannot get past the fact that she took Auschwitz, literal Auschwitz, and just twisted it into this, like, weird
Loves. Yeah.
love story. And clearly it happened. It's not like if this was not a true story, I would have dragged her even more, just to be like, do not use the Holocaust as a setting for your stupid fucking romance book.
Yeah, no, and I agree. I would have been so mad because like did did does she not
Yeah.
understand the weight that this event, this part of history that actually is? I don't like
And
the amount of people who actually died. And like
so yeah. She's from so I did a little bit of research on her because as you and I feel like we have this conversation mostly every podcast about authors that we just don't like. And discussing whether maybe they're not American or whatever, like if there's some cultural disconnect.
disconnect, yeah.
She's from New Zealand.
Okay. Mhm.
She lives in Australia now. I'm This book was not written 50 years ago. This book was published in 2018.
Yeah, so it's like very recent.
It's not like you didn't have access to all the facts. It's not like this was published 50 years ago and you didn't have access to Google.
And like yes. S- What where
Yeah.
yeah, like I feel like a New Zealander
I
wouldn't feel like I don't want to say like I don't want to discount her, but like I don't know if New Zealand really felt the weight of it compared to other parts of Europe in such
even
excuse me.
Yeah, no, you're fine. Even if that's the case though, I really feel like if you are going to write a story depicted in this kind of I would have given her a little bit more leeway if it was written 50 years ago.
That's
And
fair.
maybe New Zealand didn't have like because we learn about it in our history classes, maybe New Zealand doesn't. Why
We
I
s- the amount of time we spent on Auschwitz and the Holocaust in high school and middle
Yeah.
school is unreal. Like
Mhm.
I don't know. It just like I said, and I agree with you. I agree with you on these things. And I think I'm a little bit more lenient on my ratings sometimes compared to like you and I, like you. And like I like don't really seem to like to give anything below a 2.
That's fair. I hand them bitches out like candy.
Yeah, and I just like I didn't see like this didn't bother me that bad. Like
Mhm.
yes, I did have my problems and I agree with you on like a lot of the things you are saying and yes, it didn't translate in my rating, but I did have problems with it and I am very confused at what Lael told this woman cuz I just like
Yeah.
yeah. Um but I
I just
agree. I just think that there are better
yeah.
options. This would not be my first book if somebody said, "Hey, I want a book about the Holocaust." This
Yeah.
would not be my first suggestion.
I also thought Lael was really just annoying because I have a couple things here when um I'm so sorry. I just lost my
You're okay,
complete
you're
train
okay.
of
I
thought.
have things to say about Lil as well. That's one of my, major plot points.
So when he leaves, when he gets home and he meets up with his sister,
Yeah.
he's been gone for 3 years, 2.5, 3 years, long time. Meets up with his sister,
Oh, and
and
then
then she's like, "Oh my god, I missed you so much." And then the next day, he's like, "Yeah, peace out. I gotta go find this lady that I'm like madly in love with." And she's like, "Good for you. I'm so happy. Good. Goodbye. Take this horse and get on with your life. And I'm probably never gonna see you again."
I didn't even think
Do you
about that.
not give a shit? Like he has not been around for we'll say 2.5 because maybe 3 is too long. 2.5 years you haven't seen him, and one night is good. Like clearly she thought he was annoying too. If she was like, "Get the fuck out of my house."
Bye. Yeah, no.
Peace.
I didn't even think about that like that because I think I was just like at the end of this book and I was like, "Oh, she's gonna go find her." La, la, la. But that's funny as hell. That's so funny. I didn't even think about it that way. Like he literally was with his sister for like one night and then was like, "I'm gonna go
Yeah.
find this Gita lady that I met in fucking Auschwitz and I think I'm in love with her."
And then the other part that really, really annoyed me was when he meets Nadia. I'm backing up. He meets she's the one whose like husband and son died within like 2 days of each
Oh
other.
yeah, she was part of the gypsy people.
I think you're right. Yeah. So he like meets up with her and they're talking about their time there and she's like, "Yeah, I lost my son and my husband and blah blah blah." And like she's really sad and he's like, I met this lady and I'm in love with her and I'm gonna keep talking about how much I love her. Like, can you just let the bitch mourn?
Yeah. His okay. You'll keep going with Lale, then I'll add my 2 cents about Lale.
He just was annoying. It if you love somebody, fantastic, go for it. Like, that's fantastic. You just care about Gita and yourself, and that's what it is. If that
Yeah.
like
He would do anything to save their asses compared to all the other people, which, whatever, it's Auschwitz, but my God. But they do kind of say, like, they do kind of comment on that, and they're like, you're killing other people. Yeah, but you're doing your best to save yourself and your Gita friend. Like,
Gita friend.
or you're not really doing much to help your other people. Like, your big muscly man guy just fucking saved your ass, and if they find out, they're gonna fucking kill him immediately. Like,
Yeah.
you're not really doing much for your friendos. Your friendos.
Your friendos.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I agree. Like, everything you're saying, I agree with. I agree, 100%.
I have 2 other major things that I
About
wanna talk
Lal?
about. No, just in general, like,
Oh,
talking
okay.
points.
Let me talk
So
about
if you
Lal.
would like to yeah, go for
Let
it.
me talk
Go
about
for it.
Lal. I found him creepy. I liked him a little bit more towards the end. And I think this is a generation, like, when this took place, when Auschwitz was the 60s, late 60s, is that what it said? 1960s?
Earlier than that, I think. I could be wrong.
Hold on, let me see, because there was dates in the 1942,
42.
excuse me. I don't know
Ha!
why I said 60s. Excuse me.
I was gonna say.
I don't know what anything is. I don't know anything. Whatever. I think it's because it was in the 40s, but the way he talked about women in the beginning, oh boy, really skeeved me out. He just was like, I love women and the way women are. I just love it. And it was so creepily written. I just could not.
Mhm.
And then there was like when he went to camp, he had a dream where he was in like a department store and he was spraying a woman with perfume. And do you remember it?
Vaguely, yes.
It was odd. It was very weird. And then when he had to tattoo the women and he like had like a mental breakdown that he couldn't do it because he's a fucking man whore. I don't know what he was and what his infatuation with the idea of women was, but it was creepy. It
Yeah.
felt creepy to me. I don't know if it was because it was the 40s and that's how they talked and like whatever. It got better towards the end when he found
Because he
Gita.
was so focused on Gita and not everybody else.
Yeah. I'm like, if he didn't find Gita, his ass would be dead. You know what I mean, though? Like, I feel like he would have gotten in some hella trouble because he didn't have Gita to focus on, and I just feel like he would have been like a hella troublemaker and like would have like just got himself like literally killed. I don't know. He just seemed very, very, very creepy in the beginning, and the way that she wrote him was very just so gross, and I hated it. I'm like, this man is disgusting.
Gross.
This man is absolutely filthy. And I loved Leon, and I wish that he got justice because I feel like Leon deserves so much better. And then he got his balls cut off. That's the true horror of Auschwitz, let me tell you.
So did he really, or was that a metaphor? Because I could not figure it out.
I bet that happened. I bet you $10 that happened. That doctor was scary. I bet that he did. Because like when Lael went to go tattoo the women at with the doctor, and the doctor was touching women and he was being real hella weird. I was like, I could see Leon getting his balls chopped off. I don't know. It just felt accurate. That felt so accurate. Like that's something that I could see happening because it was so brutal and so awful and just like outside of Lael and Gita, everything surrounding them was very accurate. Like Leon getting his balls chopped off, and then like what was when he went and had to identify people who got
Mhm.
those 2 people who got tattooed with the same number,
Yeah.
that felt accurate. That felt
Yeah.
I mean, not like him going and
No,
having to
yes.
identify and
You're right there.
surviving all that shit, but, like, that felt accurate, and then, like, I don't know, it was and I just his special treatment really blew my mind. Like, all that really just did not
Mhm.
feel like it was real. But yeah. Sorry. Lael
So,
was creepy to
yeah.
me. You felt annoying,
He
I felt creepy.
he was annoying, and one of the things that I read when I looked up all the other, like, bad reviews on this book was that the characters were so two-dimensional. Like, what do you really know about Lael other than the fact that he literally would die for Gita and he's a tattooer?
He was obsessed with women. Yeah, like,
You
well,
just don't know anything.
he was and, like, we knew, like, his beginning story, like, he had a mom, his sister, and his dad, and then he went to Germany or Soviet Union to be
Whatever,
part of
yeah.
whatever. That's, like, all we know about him.
But he like, he's the main character, and we don't know his personality. We don't know anything about him. It was
Yeah,
just two-dimensional it was two-dimensional, choppy,
very
and
choppy. I agree 100%. Very, very choppy.
poorly written, just overall.
So,
And
for the two-dimensional thing, besides Lael, like, obviously, they're getting, like, not very much time with each other, and they probably aren't talking to each other that much, like, maybe, like, for Gita, like, say Gita, they're probably not talking for that long. Well, I guess whatever, however long they're having sex, that doesn't count, but, like, we're
but
obviously
not
not gonna get
even
as many, like, details about her because
but
y
she was a real person, so she would have met with,
yeah, I
like,
don't know, like,
you know?
again, they are very, very, very two-dimensional.
It just there's so many things that I didn't like about this book. And then at the end, in the copyright, it says, "This book is a work of fiction." At least in mine it did. I would assume yours.
Uh, yeah, hold on one sec.
So that leads me to believe that you had the facts and you just twisted them however you needed to make a nice love story.
Yeah, no, she really did. She really, really did. Now I'm, like, debating on giving this, like, a 3 because like, talking it out sometimes you really do have to talk it out to, like, kinda get your real feels on the book.
Yeah. And I'm not trying I don't want you to think that I'm
No, no, no,
trying to be
no,
like,
I
"Danielle,
no.
what the fuck?"
No, 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 and I'm not trying to raise your high rate either because, like, again, like, I did enjoy the whole, like, aspect of, like, you are reading your accounts on Auschwitz, and then it is like, it is a happy ending. You don't normally get that, and I did really like that she included, like, these pictures with them,
Mhm.
and look,
Yeah, that wasn't in the ebook that I unless I've honestly, is that at the very, very end?
there's a, like, about the book section.
I probably missed it then. It was probably in
Yeah,
the ebook if I didn't
yeah.
see it.
There's about the
Excuse me.
book section, and it literally talks about, like there's a little section where she talks about how her time with Lael and interviewing him, and then there's, like,
Mhm.
even a map of Auschwitz in the back.
Oh,
Yeah, and,
interesting.
like, where all the stuff is,
Mhm.
and it talks about, like, what really happened to a few of the characters, like, characters, real people after. Like, it talks about Silka. Is that how you say
Mhm.
her name?
That's how I said it. I'm probably wrong.
Yeah, it talks about Silka, and then, what happened to, Lael's SS officer.
Mm.
It says he was tried for war crimes and sentenced to life imprisonment, and he committed suicide in jail.
Interesting.
Yeah, so there's, like, a lot of, like, interest and there's, like a map, a German like,
Mhm.
Germany map.
Cool. That's
Yes.
actually kind of cool.
Yeah, so there's a lot of, like, cool, like, details in the back that I really enjoyed, but, like, I felt that this book could have been a lot longer and could have had way more details added,
Mhm.
but I think to give Heather Morris the benefit of the doubt, I think that her time with Lael was cut short, and he is also 112 billion years old and probably didn't recollect a lot of his time in Auschwitz, either one correctly, honestly, or didn't give every single detail that could have been provided because he had such like
Mhm.
awful moments that he did not
Possible.
want.
That
Like, he
is
probably didn't
very
want to talk
possible.
about it or go through all of that stuff. But
That is possible. I think hiring researchers or having somebody at least research to make sure your facts are correct and still like literally I have a quote in here from the Auschwitz Memorial Research Center about this book, and it says, quote, "The book contains numerous errors and information inconsistent with the facts, as well as exaggerations, misinterpretations, and understatements."
it's
End quote.
understatements is huge because, as we
The
have said
Yeah.
so many times already, uh, it's it's fluffy.
Yes. Fluffy is probably a really good word to describe
It's
it.
so
Like,
fluffy.
the Auschwitz Memorial Research Center is saying that it's wrong.
Yeah, that's yeah,
That's saying something.
yeah, that's huge. And
And
like,
I know,
it's unfortunate for this woman because that makes her look so terrible.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't feel bad.
Yeah. It sucks because, like, it's such a highly rated book and, like, she's misconceiving her readers.
Mhm. And also, I originally wasn't gonna talk about this because I didn't know how to take it, but I'm going to talk about it now. So, when we posted, it's still up. I
Sorry.
didn't delete.
Oh, the lady.
Yeah, I did not delete the comment, but I did not know how to feel about it when we first announced it. So, on our Boozed and Reviewed page, we announced that we were reading The Tattooist of Auschwitz, and I had just started the book when I saw this comment. So this woman, I'm not gonna at her. Her comment is still there. This is no shade. I actually we had a conversation, and this is a good conversation. Um, but she commented on it and said, "Obviously, you can read whatever you want to, but I hope that you do some research into the controversy behind this book." So I'm starting to read the book and noticing that things are feeling a little weird. So I was like, controversy?
Mhm.
Okay, interesting. So I literally Googled Tattooist of Auschwitz controversy, and then all of this information popped up. So I didn't say anything to her at first because I honestly didn't really know if she was
Just
being
say yeah, yeah.
rude, if she, I didn't know how to take the comment. So I didn't say anything. But then I messaged her on my personal Instagram and said, um, "Hey there, I'm one of the co-hosts for Boozed and Reviewed podcast. You had commented on our page about the Tattooist of Auschwitz, and I wanted to personally reach out to you and thank you for letting us know about the controversy. I started reading it this week, and to be honest, I'm already over it. I thought this book was going to be a firsthand experience, and it's honestly horrifying how inaccurate things are. I started reading it before I saw your comment, and I was already like, I don't remember learning about it this way. But the more I read, the more I research the controversy, and I wish that we ended up not reading this book. So I just wanted to thank you because I don't know if I would have known that there was such a big controversy about it without her comment." And she messaged me back and said, "Hi there. I'm so glad my comment was well received. I always try to lead with a place of compassionate inquiry because I know we can't all keep up with every controversy and we don't know what we don't know. It's also an incredibly popular book. If y'all end up sticking with the book, I hope you use the controversy as part of your discussion." Here we are. Controversy
Okay, here we
discussion.
are. We
But she
have
was
to.
really
We
nice.
have to. Yeah, and, like, obviously she went into it with, like, to give knowledge to other people, and this is what our podcast is
Yeah.
for. We talk about
Yeah.
books that need to be talked about, and we both obviously have different opinions about it. I agree
Mhm.
with you on everything that you're saying, and yeah,
Yeah, we can still rate it differently though.
we can still rate it differently. I enjoyed my time with this book, but I agree that it doesn't seem accurate. But as stated, it is fiction. It is fiction. But you should probably write the historical part of your fiction novel correctly.
Imagine
Controversy.
excuse me. So sorry.
Okay.
Imagine and I'm not saying this because I am trying to get you to understand because you seem very much on the same page. But for anybody who's listening and maybe still not quite on the same page, if you're around our age, imagine someone writing a book about 9/11 and it being this horribly inaccurate. I can't think of anything that would be like details of being not accurate, but just imagine something that we actually lived through, that we know because we were alive for it. We learned about it so much and like growing
How
up.
about
Imagine
this?
if it was like not accurate.
Two people met on the plane that crashed into the building and they survived, and like it's that type of shit, you know?
Right. Like just
Like
putting it into a different perspective, maybe of people being like, and not adding anybody, but people being like, oh, it was a love story. Like, forget about the whole Holocaust part of it because it's not something that it's
it's
history for
really
us.
not something that you really should have a love story being in. With all of
Yeah.
the death and the brutality and all of the like terrible things that happen there really shouldn't be love.
Yeah.
And it's great that, like, not to discount Lael and Gita because it's a true love
Mhm.
story, not to discount them. Like, I'm glad that they found love and they escaped and they were able
It's a
to live
very
happily ever after and grow old and
Mhm.
die together. Like, that's great. Great. And that's what I loved about this book. But
Mhm.
you really can't discount all of the like you said, like, you gotta accurately represent what this really was. And, like, their example of 9/11 is so great because, like, imagine reading something like that, you know?
That's the only like big mass thing that I can
Yeah,
think about that everybody at least similarly close to our age or maybe a little bit younger even. I know like I was very young, you were very young.
of
It's not
course, yeah.
something that like happened yesterday, but it's something that happened while we were alive that we can kind of relate to a little bit more about like,
Yes.
I don't know.
That
I think
impacted
I'm
the
making
world
sense.
so
Yes.
devastatingly.
Yes.
Like, it just impacted everybody around the world. It wasn't just something that impacted solely New York City. It was
Yes.
everyone.
Yes.
Literally everyone. This Auschwitz impacted everyone.
Mhm.
Literally everyone. I don't know about New Zealanders though. Like, I think New Zealanders like are confused. Just kidding,
Living
just
in their
kidding.
own world, I
Just kidding,
guess.
New Zealand.
Yeah, we're
Mad
just
love
kidding.
for
We're
New
just kidding.
Zealand.
Um, but that's really and the very, 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 very last thing. Um, when what's his name? Gary is the kid's name, is the son's name, right? That's what I have here.
Gary, oh,
Lael and
Lael's
Gita's.
son's name? I honestly
So
don't remember reading about Lael's son.
oh, weird. So in the ebook that I got, they had a conversation
Oh,
with the
Gary
son.
Afterward by Gary Sokolov.
Yeah,
Sokolov. Yeah,
that's
yeah,
that's the
yeah.
son.
I guess I
So
didn't
he's
realize this. I thought it was by the author. I need to read
oh,
better.
that's okay. Um, a quote from that says, "My father was comfortable talking about his adventures in the camp."
Adventures.
I
Like,
bolded adventures and then made a comment afterwards saying, "Is your dad Indiana Jones?" Like, adventures just makes it sound like you're
he
just having
went
a
to
fucking
like a
blast.
summer camp.
It
Yeah.
I am very grateful that this book is done. In a weird way, I am okay that we read this book because we're having this conversation, and I'm glad that it like, we do have differing views on it, but we also don't.
They're like the same, but like I just rated it differently because of it was yeah.
Yeah.
I understand where you're coming from because it did when I was reading through it, I was like, is this fucking actually a thing? Like, how did
Yeah.
this man get away with so much shit?
Yep.
Like, it just does not seem real. Like, and that's when I started to doubt the like information is when I started
Mhm.
Googling were there tattooers in Auschwitz,
Yeah.
and like nothing came up. I was like,
Nothing.
nothing.
That's
Like
interesting. I wanna do that. I wanna look that up.
like it literally just came up information about this book. Nothing else. And about this people if it wasn't in Auschwitz, people got stamped like with a physical stamp. I could not. And I like I said, I didn't spend too much time, but I did like really go through and try to look. But I like 20 minutes of my life I spent. Like, I didn't go through and, like, really click every link and, like, try to really, but a lot of
Mhm.
it that did come up was from this book. So, I don't know. It does seem very, very, very like, is it luck? Was this man
Yeah.
just lucky? Was
Mhm.
his accounts real? Did he just not want to spare the details of how horrible it was and just decided to just kind of make it more fluffy because
Mhm.
he knew this woman was writing a book? I don't know. But he
Yeah.
was like,
I don't know.
again, he's old man, and I don't know. But I liked the love story. I liked that it had a happy ending. I understand. And I don't want to promote it because, like, yeah, it's not correct. Like, I would say read The Book Thief, read Number of Stars, read The Diary of Anne Frank, read
Mhm.
any of these other books. Don't
Yeah.
read this. This is not
Don't
accurate.
read this one.
I mean, if if you want something that's light and fluffy, read it, but go in
Take
knowing
it with a
that
grain of salt. Yes.
exactly, go in knowing that this might not be very accurate in
Mhm.
details. If you want something
Yeah.
legit, go read the other books that we've mentioned earlier,
Mhm.
because they're the ones that are going to be the ones that really kind of get to the heart of what Auschwitz actually was and how terrifying the Holocaust was for everyone.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm taking this down to a 3. Fucking, you know, like when you're like going through a book and you're like, I don't know. Sometimes you really need to talk it out with somebody to really kind of get your
Mhm.
thoughts on it. And I didn't even like really think about how like I kind of just like took the whole like his getting away with a lot of things as like with a grain of salt. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
whatever.
Well, that's also like again, I'm not coming back to this, but this is why I was like, I don't want to talk about this at all before the
Until we get
podcast
to it, yeah.
because I just feel like if we even started to have a conversation, this is where it would have gotten to.
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
So that's why I was like, don't look at my fucking score, my rating,
I
don't look at
just looked at the
anything.
1. I didn't read any of the notes, so I don't know why you gave it a 1. But no, I really agree. I agree with everything you're saying. It just I took a 3 for me is very average.
Mhm. That's
So
fine.
it is a very
We
average book.
Yeah, we've discussed before how our rating scale, like everybody's rating scale is different. So a 3 for you and a 3 for me are very different. And you also said that you don't really like giving things lower than a 2. So
I've only ever given like 2 twos in my life. So,
that's fair.
and that's Leave the
Nothing wrong
World
with that.
Behind. Don't
Uh,
fucking read that book. Oh, goddamn.
oh my God, excuse me.
So yeah, but again, I'm gonna put a link down on the bottom for better Holocaust books
Yeah.
as well. But buy Kate's book instead.
Yes, buy Kate's book
Buy Kate's book
and
and then go read not this book.
anything but that book.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, do you have anything else you would like to add to this?
I'm interested to see what Silka's story is. I
If you
might
read it, definitely let me know. I don't plan on reading it, so tell me all
I'm
the
gonna
spoilers.
I think it would be an audiobook for me. I'm not gonna buy a
Mhm.
copy. I'm gonna listen to an audiobook of it.
It's on Libby.
Yeah, it's not gonna be this coming month, let me tell you.
Oh, no, God, no, but
Yeah,
it is on Libby.
I got lots of things to read in very short time.
But yes, very short time.
For short time.
I don't have anything to add to this either, so we can close this and move on to the last 2. So
We're
do you
gonna
want to
close this.
and throw it out the window? Did you really just throw it?
Fuck yeah, I did. I bought it for $4.
There you go. Do you want to talk about the Bookstagrammer of the month for this month, and then we will pick our next genre, and then it's 10 o'clock. We've been
I
recording
know
for
we've
like
been talking
2.5
for a
hours.
while. Excuse me.
We've been dying for a while. Jesus.
Yes, I shall talk about the Bookstagrammer. Did we
Who's
put
our Bookstagrammer of the month? Tell us. Tell the
did we
people.
put her name in here?
Yes, you did.
Ah! Sorry, I'm on my phone, so it's really not working.
Want me
It
to look?
is our dear friend. Both of us are actually very. Do you talk to her a lot? I do. I have to talk to her a lot.
Wow, how rude.
No, I
When I
love talking
first
to her.
started when I first started Bookstagram, she was one that I like talked to a lot. I don't talk to her as often now, but there's like no reason for that. Like
Of
it's not
course,
like,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah, she seems to be a
Um
little bit busy because I do tend to talk to her a little bit more than I have lately. She hasn't
mhm.
been in our group as much lately. She might be just super busy because she is getting married very soon.
Yes. Oh my god, that's
Her
right.
freaking pictures, excuse me, are
Yes, I
gorgeous.
saw her engagement pictures, right?
Yeah, our engagement photos are freaking gorgeous. She's a pretty lady. Anyway,
Pretty lady.
uh, the horror mystery queen,
I thought you just called her a whore.
Kelly.
Oh my
Asio
god.
underscore books underscore and cats. Well, and underscore cats. I'll put her Instagram handle in the description, but she's our Bookstagrammer of the month. And she is one of our followers and somebody who is a recent like person who just talks to us and is our friend and someone who we feel that you should follow and give love to because
Yes.
she is just a wonderful human.
Agreed.
And
She's very nice.
she's one of the very first people that I met through Book Instagram as well.
Mhm.
But
I met her honestly through you.
we all kind of started Book Instagram around the same time. The people
Mhm.
who are in my book club, and that's how I
Mhm.
got to know Kelly more. Because she's part of my other book club, and I talked to her way before then though, because I remember tagging her before I in things before I
Yeah.
was part of that book club. So yeah, congrats Kelly on being our book Instagrammer of the month,
Yay.
and we love you for being our friend
Yay.
and just being about a part of the book community. So
Hell
yeah,
yeah. Hell yeah.
much love for our audiobooks and cats.
Osseo books and cats.
Yes, you'll go give her a follow and just freaking like
Right
every
below.
single, just love every
On
single
there.
picture on her profile.
Yeah. Do that.
Yeah, just spam like everything on it, and just say
Yep.
like, "Hey, Listen Review sent you here, sent
Yep.
us here."
To give you all the likes and
Yeah.
comments. Do it.
Do it up,
Right now.
do it up, do it up. Yeah, do it right now, right now.
Pause.
Now go,
Right now.
and don't stop until the end of the podcast.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So now we are going to draw our next genre out of this Ghostbusters
Genre.
piece. So we took out
Historical fiction.
historical fiction. I really forgot the genre of what we just read. So we took that out.
Morgan just is like, I'm done. Taking everything that is this book out of my mind.
All right.
Ah.
It's YA.
It's gonna be fine, Morgan. Morgan loves a good YA book.
This was going to happen sooner or later. So
yeah, it's gonna be fine.
was going to happen sooner or later, but that's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine. You know,
we'll just have to discuss options for the YA.
we will. We'll have to discuss options. We'll find something. Don't you worry. And you know what? Keep it an open mind. And then hopefully in June we will pick anything that you won't like.
We're gonna read fucking fantasy in June. How much do you want to bet? No, June. No. June. We're gonna do. You get to choose since your birthday is in May.
Well, guess what? I'm picking mystery and thriller, and we're gonna read No Exit.
Well, that's fine with me.
Cause
you just told everybody though.
No, I'll probably change my mind. Who knows? We'll see.
So, for the month of May, June. So since we obviously are doing YA for May, Danielle is going to pick our next genre because her birthday is coming up in May. So we're going to celebrate her birthday next podcast. Woo! And then when it's my birthday month, October or November, I will choose a genre to read as well. So we get to kind of sway the
genre vote.
Yeah.
Because we're our podcast hosts and we can do whatever the fuck we want.
Yeah, get wrecked.
I actually brought that suggestion up. I'm like, hey, Morgan, do you want to just choose the book for our birthday month? And she's like, yeah. So
She was like, "This is gonna be a stupid idea. Forget it." And I was like, "No, tell me." And it was actually a really cute idea. I like it.
because it's like it's our birthday month. I feel like it's our podcast, one, and two, we should be able to suggest books that
Yeah.
we want to read for like
Or
oh,
sorry, go ahead.
I'm congesty. Go ahead.
Clip that, please.
I'm congested. Ooh, I'm
I'm
congested.
Um, even if not even a genre, if you have a specific book, so like no
Oh,
exit.
same
If
for
you're,
you. I
like,
honestly
you're
think
just
that's what I want to freaking push for.
okay. Well, looks like we're reading. You got the next fucking 2
Spoil.
months ahead.
We'll see, because there's a lot of books that are coming out this summer that are fucking solid. Like
June is
May.
when.
June is when House. No, I think it comes out in August. Let me look.
No, I think you're right. It's later than June.
Yeah, I don't think it's. It's definitely. I think it's late summer because
You know what comes out in June?
these nuts. Autumn.
Where the Crawdads sing.
We have to go see. Did you
Josh's
say
mom finished that?
you're gonna go see it with Josh's mom? Yes.
Yeah, Josh's mom. She could always come out here though, and we could like go together.
We shall see. It's okay
Go on, though.
if you go see it with her, because I did say to Mike's friend Erin that I'd go see it with her. So
Let's get a group of us and go.
yeah, you'd like
She
Erin.
read it.
Yeah, she's
She
read it. She
texted me.
oh, you're
No,
yeah.
Yeah, she texted me and she was like, "What did you make me read?" And I was like, "I don't know if this is a bad thing or a good thing. So tell me more. Did you like it?" And she was like, "Oh, I just loved it." And she's just so cute. She's the sweetest woman on planet Earth.
Aw, I'm
And
glad
she
you
was
liked
just like
it.
so excited. And I was like, "We're going to see it. I don't care what you say."
Oh yeah,
going to
no,
see it.
I'm hoping it's a good movie because the
I
book
hope it
was
is.
so good.
Yep.
That's like one of the best
hope so.
historical fictions I've ever read.
Mm-hmm. I can
Sorry.
agree.
Also, it comes out June 21st. So,
What does?
House Across the Lake.
Oh, fuck yeah.
It's the end of June.
I don't care.
Not that we
gonna be
couldn't
on-
fucking read it in a week. Because guess what?
I wonder if it's going to be on June's Book of the Month choice.
Listen,
If it
I'm
is, I swear to
doubting
God.
a lot of Book of the Month. And here's why.
Okay. I have
Because I saw spoilers for the books.
You saw potentials.
Okay, predictions.
Not spoilers.
Whatever. Emily Henry is a regular on
Mhm.
Book of the Month. So Beach Read.
Mhm.
Beach Read was on Book of the Month. People We Keep on Vacation was in a book. Book Lovers is coming out in May.
Mhm.
And is predicted to not be one of the Book of the Month picks.
Really? I've seen on the prediction page that I've seen it on there.
Oh, see, it was in the prediction page that I saw, not on there. So, if Emily Henry or Casey McQuiston, which is also I Kissed Sarah Wheeler,
she has another book coming out?
yeah,
Okay.
the girl who wrote One Last Stop and Red, White, and Royal Blue. She is also a repeat author on Book of the Month. If one of those books are not on there, I'm doubting my faith in Book of the Month. I did pre-order both those books, so I'm obviously not gonna freaking get them.
Yeah.
But I saw Part of Your World is one of the options. But again, you never really know. Like, these are just predictions.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm hoping that Emily Henry is on here and that my faith in Book of the Month is restored, but I don't know.
So really quick, I was talking to Jamie because she got House Across the Lake as an
my
ARC.
friend Jamie.
Yeah, so I was
I
talking
love
to
her.
her. And we've been like chatting a little bit recently because she wants to know my thoughts on Upgrade because I'm still reading Upgrade right now.
Yeah.
And she got House on the Lake, or Across whatever it is.
Yeah.
And
Sorry.
I reached out to her and I was like, "Are you liking it? Like, I don't want any spoilers, but like I just want to know your thoughts." And she was like, "Well, I'm like, I think she said 20% through, and it's recycled plots."
Yeah, I've seen that a lot. Because like there's a lot of people who have been approved for it. And like I've been seeing very, very low ratings for it, which makes me so. I've only seen one
Mm.
good reading for it, and all the rest of them
Survive the
have been
Night got shit ratings.
also. But I love Survive the Night. I thought that was so
Yeah.
good. I don't
So
know.
I'm still gonna read it, obviously, but
Also,
I'm
same.
just scared.
I think that if it's not a book of the month book, I'm gonna
Mhm.
library it because of
Yes.
how such low ratings it is
Yeah. If book of the
already.
month doesn't have any other options for like, that I like, and that is an option, I'll just get it and you can borrow mine so you don't waste your money on it.
Okay. I mean, I'll still get it because I like having Riley Sager's books because I
Well, if
do
I don't like it, then you can
generally
have it.
love Riley Sager. Also,
Mhm.
speaking of that, our book club's reading Black Cake in May. I mean, in June.
Ooh.
Could
Uh-huh.
I
Yes.
potentially borrow? Okay, I'm gonna
Yep.
take it out of my add-ons now.
'Kay.
Um, yeah. So I don't know. My faith in Book of the Month after that really good ass month that they had with the 7 books. I'm very
Yeah.
skeptical.
Yeah, I hope that this month is gonna be
Sorry.
good, but I'm right there with you. I feel it. I feel you.
But a lot of good books are coming out this summer. Like
Mhm.
May, June, July, August into September. A lot of good.
Mhm.
I have 5 books pre-ordered. 5.
I went through the other day and I almost did it, but I was like, "No, I wanna wait for book of the month."
Um, I almost went and ordered more because like Book of the Month. Barnes& and Noble had
Mhm.
25% off pre-orders, and
Mm.
The Finalists, which is the 3rd book of Beartown, is coming out this year.
Mhm.
And I was like, "Shit." I saw people adding that in their thing, and I was like, "House Across the Lake," and then I ordered Carrie
Yeah.
Soto because,
Yeah, of course.
of course, I had to. I couldn't not.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and I bought it for cheaper than I would have gotten it through Book of the Month. Like, I had a gift card, but there
Mhm.
was, like, an remaining
Right.
balance, and it was $8. So,
Mhm.
I'm like, "I'm just gonna
Nice.
get it." So,
Mhm.
yeah, I don't know. It was worth it. So, who knows? I'm excited to see
We
it. When
will we will see, I guess, as the summer comes out, and then it'll be ouch.
when do you
It'll
think when do you think the books are gonna drop?
fucking May 1st.
Get out. I'm gonna be so sad. Depression.
Oh, actually,
It might.
honestly, if not the 29th, the 2nd. They don't do it on the weekends, right?
Yeah. Yeah, the 1st is Sunday, so they could do it on the 29th. That'd be legit. That'd
They
make my
probably
week.
I know, they
I
probably
don't
definitely
want to get my hopes up though, because sometimes when I get really excited, they like are like, "No, we're gonna do it on Monday. Fuck you guys."
yeah, I don't understand why they don't do it on weekends. Like, just set it on a specific day.
Yeah. I mean, we're not app designers, so I don't know how the fuck that works. So
Stupid.
it is stupid.
Jeez.
Sheesh.
Well,
Anything else we
we've
need to
been
add?
the fact that we've been recording for 3 hours.
Holy balls! Yeah, it's 2:41 right now. We had a lot to
Oh, boy.
say.
You're
The
gonna have
long,
a really
long pod schmod. Blah.
yeah. Well, we fucked around for
Yeah,
20 minutes
a lot
anyway.
of it's gonna cut off at the end, in the beginning.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's fine.
But no, I don't have anything else to add. So, where can they find you, Danielle?
They can find me on Book Instagram at Danny All Reads, DANIALLREADS. That is me.
Beautiful.
Where can they find you?
They can find me on Book Instagram as well, I think. At _ bookmorgs _ right here. I
Yeah,
think.
you
Or
can
they.
find our pages and our Goodreads in the description below. And if you're really enjoying this and your first time listening, hit subscribe to our podcast and come
Mhm.
back for more. We post every month
Yes.
on the 1st. And we really just talk about books, and I mean sometimes we go off the rails and talk about
Clearly.
everything. But
Yep.
I think this podcast is very in line with books. Um
Yeah, that's kind of the premise. Yep.
but yeah, hit subscribe, scroll down,
Hang out.
go find our Instagram and go follow our Instagram. And if you want exclusive content, which is probably going to be the same as the Instagram, Our Facebook page.
Nope, it's only going to be exclusive.
Okay, exclusive content on the Facebook page. Oh yeah, baby. Hit subscribe.
Oh yeah, baby.
Hit the bell. Follow us on Instagram. Do all those things, and you'll find love.
Happiness.
And love and peace and joy and all of the things that books bring you and we bring you.
Is this the outro?
Barbara Streisand.
Okay. New co-host wanted, please.
Every day, every time. This has been another episode
of Boozed
and reviewed. Baby,
okay.
double-digit episode.
Yeah. 10. Nope. 10. Oh, right. You have the 1, I have the 0. Episode 10.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, friends.
I hope your May is glorious.
Danielle's turning 32, so her May will be glorious.
All right. See you later. Bye.